Yeah, mate. Traffic manage the fuck out of you.
Okay, I'm starting the stream. The recording's going. Hello, YouTube. We're streaming here on Twitch. I'm joined by Dr. Benji. I mean, the stream. Most of the
Hi,
streamers will
everyone.
already know this. I'm going to tweet out the stream.
When's this likely to come out? A while, I imagine.
I mean, probably Wednesday next week. I've scheduled and uploaded them all like for 8 AM every day because I don't know what other time to upload like 4-hour videos. So I feel like give people the day to watch it. Probably not going to be the longest stream in the world, but we'll go for a little while. I should probably get my chat. That's a good thing to do as a streamer, is get your chat open. Pro tips.
Generally, I've always found it to be quite useful.
I mean, I assume we're live. Yeah, we are live. It's all coming to plan slowly.
Yeah.
So there should be a hat emote coming in my chat soon. It might have been approved while we were playing Rocket League. I mean, I can hope, can't I?
When did you send it off?
Like yesterday in the afternoon, so a while ago.
Because I did like 5 last night and they've not gone through yet.
I've also made a cheeky request to Twitch. I said, can we get rid of the Perry prefix? Can we change it to be WTS or WTSFM? Well, I googled it and loads of people basically said that you can just email support and they'll usually change it. So that's what I did.
So I might get mine changed as well.
Do you not like on my pond?
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Did you do the same thing as me where you weren't really sure what it meant by prefix? You just said, because mine's...
I thought it was just going to be the first one, so it's supposed to be for the Elliot Pond emote.
Well, that's the thing. Mine is my prefix is Perry, as in Wayne Perry, who was like a region in like a really obscure save.
I remember.
But we have got a Mark Viduka emote now, so that's something, right? The van's gone, by the way, guys. I hate to say that on my pond isn't the easiest thing to type. It actually makes Perry seem easier.
Yeah, I just want like DB. I mean,
I'm just going to quickly fill in the chat. So since we were last here, which was the game against Wolves, I played 2 games off stream, I think. Was that the last game? Or was it Salzburg? Yo! Spurite just subscribed. And I know this because the Mark Viduka song started playing really loudly. Is Ben's volume okay, guys? Thank you very much, Spurite. I do appreciate it, dude. Can we get some hype in the chat?
Hi.
I think the volume's okay. Maybe I might need to turn you down slightly.
Yeah, it's up to you. This is the volume I will be talking at.
Okay, we're okay now. I've evened it out. Mark Viduka was very loud. But yeah, since we were last here, you can see I've played a few games. We lost to Chelsea. I think that was the game I ended on, was it? Anyway, since then, I've got some good results. But I beat Dortmund 3-0. We FM'd them. But Dele Alli tore his hamstring in that game and he's out for 2 months. And Naby Keita's already torn his hamstring and he's out for 2 months too. And Wijnaldum got injured as well. So basically, my two of my 3 starting centre mids have torn their hamstrings. I can't help but feel like there's something going on there.
Did you sign Van Dijk on your Liverpool save? You didn't, did you?
I didn't. Hashtag an fan. I mean, if you watch the YouTube VODs, people are going to have seen that every day. I'm just like, I'm not going to talk about Salah and Van Dijk coming to Liverpool because it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
and now, literally, they've not happened. Well, I still think Van Dijk will end up going to another team now.
Might still go to Liverpool. It's not impossible. I mean, now I realise I do sound stupid because we've probably signed Michael Keane.
Did you see the thing that Liverpool put out this afternoon? I assume you saw that.
Yeah, it's just silly. It's like the whole situation's stupid. I feel as if it was definitely our fault. I
mean, the rumour is now that Salah isn't happening and Gerson Martins is now the next target.
Yeah, imagine everyone we've gone for is just like, no, it's not happening now. You've messed it up.
Well, that could I feel like if I was a player, I'd look, for fuck's sake.
Oh, he's done a swear, everyone.
I mean, Klein's just broken his foot and he's out for 3 to 4 months. So I feel
like that's a bad one.
Am I allowed to? And my backup right back's injured too. What's he injured with?
Do you not have Trent Alexander-Arnold?
He's playing left back because my left back's injured. Although Teo Hernandez is almost he is back. Actually, it's not the end of the world. It's not going great. I apologise for dropping the swear, but
you did. It was.
Genuine annoyance.
Very loud.
Edu Perez is in the first team at the moment due to injuries. Do you know the legend of Edu Perez? I feel like.
Yeah, I did watch him score a goal recently. He scored one, right?
He scored a penalty in the FA Cup final to win us it all.
Yeah. Oh no, that was after you bottled the league, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Excellent. Well, I've got a reputation. I think we should move it on to you.
I don't bottle it. I hat it. I mean, it doesn't really
You've had
sound
to.
the same.
Have you got the hat close?
I've got the hat is next to it. I'll show it to the stream. They can see it.
I don't-
It's here. There is a hat emote on its way, and it's beautiful.
I don't wear my hat.
Do you
I
not?
don't know if you noticed.
I
No.
mean, I'll buy
I
your
do
hat
like it.
off you.
I've used the mug a lot though.
I've got my mug here. I've used it once for water. I often cheers to the camera. So, yeah, for people coming in or who are watching on YouTube, you might be sat thinking, Perez looks different. We have a regen face pack, and Edu Perez decided he wanted a beard. So he's got the upgrade. I mean, he's played for the Spain under 21s, but he's on 85 grand a week at 17.
There's quite a lot in it.
I mean, I wanted to sign him from Chelsea as a regen, and he put
Is
him
he
on those
actually gonna be
stupid
good,
things.
though?
I mean, I bloody hope so, because he's on a lot of money, and I like.
How much did you buy him for? Did you say? Sorry.
Well, it was a free transfer. He was a regen.
Oh, okay. Who
But
cares, then?
to poach him on regen day, it was a £3.2 million compensation, which is quite high in compensation, which makes me think he's going to be good.
That's true.
But he's championship quality, and he's 17, so I mean that's not bad.
You're not yet facing Brexit, are you?
No, I'm still waiting for that. Although I have got a big herd of kind of English players like cattle, kind of in my under 21s.
Ooh.
I've managed to. I've kind of 4 seasons in now. I've kind of cleansed my team of like the Liverpool youth team that like currently exists, and it's now just full of regens, a lot of which are English.
So I don't want to talk about my save too much because I don't want to invoke on yours. But
Oh, you can go for it.
I do have. I've got the an Ivory Coast Wonder kid.
Oh, I've seen this lad. He reminds me of a few of my players at Hereford where I signed them and they didn't have work permits, so I just kind of held on to them.
Just reapplied for it, so I might get it. He's very good, like very, very good.
Jack, can you check if the new regen face pack has changed Moise Keane's face? Let's check it. That well-known regen, Moise Keane. Oh, he's out on loan, isn't he? You have a regen, don't you, called Moise Keane?
I don't know what you're talking about. I think he's, that's a stupid thing to say. I'm pretty sure he's a real player.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is.
I was watching this
If
YouTube.
you've got that wrong, your viewers must think you're pretty.
I mean, I was watching this. I've just realised Moise Keane has scored 2 goals for Italy's national team.
Oh.
And he's 19. When did that happen? I mean, I missed that, but that happened at some point. I will say, Moise Keane on loan at Fiorentina. They finished 5th last year. I feel like that's a great loan.
Not bad.
He's loving it. I've got Juventus coming up. I'm not looking forward to it, really.
I feel like we should do a quiz, Jack. But I should just ask you questions that your viewers might be interested. More of a Q&A than a quiz.
What kind okay, do you know there's a YouTuber, and you're not going to be interested in the subject, but his name is, I don't remember what it's called now. But he does this thing called Streamer Showdown, and it's like a Hearthstone and Overwatch themed quiz. But I want to know how he does it, because I feel like a football version would be really, really popular. So like there's rounds where they'll be on a certain map and the picture's really zoomed in, and as it pans out, like they'll have 3 guests on each quiz. And they buzz in when they think they know what map it is, but like you could do it with footballers' faces and like stadiums and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And there's like they have a Pictionary round. You could like have it so you have to draw like clubs' badges. So one person gets given the badge to draw. But I actually think that'd be really popular.
Do this now, Jack.
I feel like that would be a really popular like thing on the interwebs. Would be like a football quiz weekly.
You'd have to stream it though, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, that's what they do. They have a thing basically where they get given an image and you have to write a caption, like a meme thing, and then the Twitch chat vote for whichever one they like the best.
It'd be quite good for like live for the fans.
It would be. Well, that would be an option over the summer that we could do it.
Danny Ward.
But I need to know how they do it, because I don't know how they do it. It's called Streamer Showdown. I mean, feel free to have a quick research and poke around.
Streamer Showdown.
They did one recently with the not CEO, but like the lead kind of the whole of Overwatch, and then like 2 community members. That's probably the best one to watch, because that was the one where they actually tried with the production value. But it was very entertaining. And I feel like I was sat there watching it thinking a football version of this would go down really well. And if only I knew how they did it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Switch Bernardes and Mbappe. Good point.
Oh, I can see how they do some of it. The person hosting it there's a lot of work, I reckon.
There is. I think they have someone behind the scenes who does it, but it is really good fun, and I imagine like a football version would be good with it.
Yeah.
Yo, my anus bleeds subscribed. How are you saying that name aloud?
Can we still comment on the way Jack went, yo?
I mean, it's because I was really excited because someone subbed and I saw the name My Anus Bleeds appear on my screen.
It was like you were on a slide, like a childish little slide.
Thank you very much for the sub, dude. Can we get some hype in the chat? Show him some love. We have got some new emotes on the way, and I think we're only 9 subscribers away from the next emote. Which I really want to get a trampoline, because I feel like all my young centre-backs have terrible jumping. And I'm constantly talking about the fact... Do you ever do this? Like, centre-backs with terrible jumping, you teach them to do jumping reach, and they improve in it, but they just complain about the fact you're teaching them to jump constantly.
I'll be honest, I know you're big on jumping reach, you always have been. I'm not as into jumping reach as you are.
I just feel like I don't want an Aspilicueta at centre-back, I guess.
I mean, basically what I'm saying is, if he's got like 14, I'm happy.
See, these are like players with 10.
Yeah, okay, well, that's slightly...
And they've not got the creative ability to play higher up the pitch, and they're not well-rounded enough to play like complete wing-back for me.
I tell you, stop streaming this save, all of a sudden I'm smashing up Leicester. It's so annoying.
I mean,
how does this happen to me?
Just put screenshots everywhere.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, like basically, all my young defenders who have terrible jumping reach are being taught to jump. But like, it seems to be a common myth that basically the Melwood training ground under my leadership has been turned into a trampoline park. So I feel like a trampoline would be a suitable emote. There's a few others though that I want to do. Like, there's so many emote ideas, Ben. You have no idea. I mean, I'm still waiting for you to do a Mighty Ducks emote.
Well, I can't have the Mighty Ducks because again, that's literally copyright. But I have got a duck one on its way.
Oh, excellent.
Just a little duck one, so we can all crack it together.
I started saying value in the market the other day, and now I can't stop.
It's a great phrase.
But I have Teo Hernandez, but his brother Lucas Hernandez also plays Atletico, and I've signed them both, so it was value in the family market.
Value in the market might be the next T-shirt, I think. Just value in the market, full stop.
It's very catchy. Oh, go on, Mbappe. I mean, we do need to beat Hull here, so it'd be good if you could score.
You need a fidget spinner emote, which is like animated, so it actually spins.
Can you actually animate emotes? Like,
I don't think so.
Well, I've got my fidget spinner. I'm going to spin it on stream. That's what we get as penalty goals.
Hang on. Can you have... Do there any like shine or anything?
What, like emotes?
I don't think they do. I think I'm making it up.
You've got my hopes up there and you've just dashed them.
Sorry. I think I've made it up.
Let's not concede to Hull.
I didn't kick off again.
How has that gone in? I don't want to know. It's all gone wrong, Ben.
You don't show your chat, do you, on screen?
I don't trust them.
All right, for your videos.
Well, a little bit. I feel like people
It doesn't trust you guys.
There's always one guy's going to ruin it for them all. But what I do is whenever I post the Twitch highlight, well, the YouTube kind of the streams to YouTube, I always link the Twitch VOD in the description. So if people want to watch it with chat, they can just go there. Yeah. But I know, at least for me, like when I didn't have very good internet, it seems like Twitch's video streaming's just not very good.
Yeah, it's better now though.
Is it better now?
Yeah, they hugely improved it. It used to be awful. Now it's.
This is not a good situation. Jordan Rhodes has just set up Abel Hernandez, who's clean through.
I've noticed there. You're having the greatest of games right now.
No, I mean we had some chances and we didn't really take them. I've used.
I don't want to say it's my influence, Jack. But
I feel like there's something that's happened here. I mean, the hat might be going on in a second.
Hollow giving you a bit of a going over.
There's still a minute. If we get a goal, it's not a bottle. It would be a great grafted home point at the KC Stadium.
I think you should go get the hat, Jack.
It's literally in my hand below the webcam. I'm waiting to get it up if we don't score.
Put the hat on, Jack.
No, there's a goal. There's a goal. Ugh,
Put the hat. Put the hat.
No, that's going on.
Put the hat, Jack.
But yeah, we've got a hat emote coming. I feel like that's what everyone wants.
Questions to get to know someone. Let's get to know Jack's stream.
Mbappe. Oh, we could have scored.
Oh, 40 deep questions, Jack.
Oh, I love a deep question.
Question number 1. What's your philosophy in life? Should we skip that one?
No, I've got a good one for that one.
Okay, go on. Is it Shrek related?
Okay,
good.
Skip it,
right.
It was Shrek related.
Oh, I don't know if you want to answer some of these, but they are very deep questions.
Are they? But we can go through some of them. Pick the lesser deep ones.
What's the one thing you would like to change about yourself? Mine's my friends. No, I'm joking.
What friends? I'm a bully. I'm sorry.
What's the one thing you'd like to change about yourself? Is there anything you'd like to change about yourself? Are you contented?
Just to bottle it less.
bottle it less. That's the one thing you'd like to change.
Yeah, I feel like in my life, like if I could bottle less things, I'd be a better person for it.
I never used the phrase bottle it ever until everyone just said it to me constantly, and then it kind of became part of my dialogue.
Oh, I've just found what could be a good player. Hello? Do you ever find a player you're just very excited about?
Yeah, he can't get a work permit, and it's really annoying.
I mean, this guy might not get a work permit in the future, so I might need to sign him now. Do you ever hate it when you get a Steam notification whilst playing FM and it blocks the suggest terms button?
Yeah.
Because you can change where that appears in-game. I feel like FM, put it in the bottom left. There's so much less in the bottom left.
The thing for me is my shadow play shows over it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, but no one can see that. It's like our thing. Jack, next question.
All right, I'm ready.
You can skip though if you like. You can answer or just skip.
Okay.
Are you religious or spiritual?
Neither, but okay. I will say I do have religious family members, and whilst I'm not religious myself, I am of the attitude that if you like live your life however you want, and as long as you're not impacting others, like I don't care what you do.
I feel very much like if you've got an outlook on life, then that's fine, but don't force that outlook on others. Like
I remember actually, this is really random, but when I first started like secondary school, like I think it was like year 8, maybe we had like a new RE teacher, and she was just like, if I'm ever teaching you something in class and you feel like I'm pressuring you into believing it, please tell me, because that's not I'm informing you, not converting you. This youngster, I want to get him.
And how long have you been a vicar for?
I started my training last week. Did you know, like with being a vicar, like you have to like shadow another priest for a few years? It's like in McDonald's where you have to like work at McDonald's for 10.
I'll stop you there.
No, because at McDonald's you have to work there for 10 years before you can open your own McDonald's franchise. So being a vicar is like, so it is kind of similar. Like you have to dedicate your life to something. One's religion, one's McDonald's.
So opening a McDonald's franchise.
Yeah, if you want to open up your own McDonald's somewhere, you have to have worked at another McDonald's for 10 years.
Do you consider yourself an extrovert or an introvert?
Like neither really. I'd say I'm quite introverted most of the time, but at the same time, like I feel like that's more.
I feel like that's not really a question you necessarily can answer either. I feel like having met you,
that's true.
I might be better placed to answer that. I actually think you are. I think you're right in what you said. I don't feel like you're particularly introverted or extroverted. I feel like
I wanted to say I'm just normal, but then like
there's
nothing that normal about being introverted or extroverted.
It's not like when we went out and stuff, you were awkward around people or anything like that.
No, except that one guy liked your respect this.
He was not loved. I would guess.
I mean, I was a little awkward then. I was like, I'll keep walking. I don't have the shirt. You didn't compliment my shirt.
I will say you did sort of shuffle away quickly, and I was like, yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm quite happy-go-lucky with people in real life. Right. So if they're chatting with me, I'll be chatting with them.
I need to beat Juventus in the Champions League, but we can continue to go deep because it's the group stage. I mean, I want to get revenge for last season, you see, because they did knock me out, if you can remember. This is kind of important to me.
I'm currently beating Germany with England again. We'll skip some of these questions because they're a bit too deep, I think.
What did you do to get the hat? I made some FM videos and FM were like, do you want to sell out to us?
That's not how I got a hat.
They were just like, you just have to say merchandise.footballmanager.com like every 10 seconds whilst you wear the hat. No, they didn't say that. They were very kind, actually. They just said, because we appreciate what you do within the community. Would you be interested in they said, we've got a surprise for you. And then they asked my shirt number, and that gave away the surprise.
Something rare just happened, Jack. Dele Alli just scored a chip against Ter Stegen from inside the area on Football Manager. Actually, just on the edge of the area.
Is this a fake video?
You didn't get chips very often. That was just different to see, Right, we'll do another question, shall we? Because these are good fun. There's some of these that are a bit like...
They're a bit too deep.
They're a bit too deep, yeah.
I mean, how deep? Let's go for the deepest.
The deepest? All right. Which parent are you closest to and why?
Okay.
Yeah, see, you want to go to that, were you? Right. The next one is, what is the best phase in your life? And then what is the worst phase in your life? I feel like...
The best phase in my life?
The best phase in your life. Was it when you 360 no-scoped? Dele Alli's just scored another chip against Ter Stegen inside the area.
Is that your favourite phase in life? The Dele Alli phase where he scored the 2 chips?
Yeah.
Favourite phase in life? I don't really look at life like that. I don't look at life as having like phases to it.
So I do.
I feel like
It's interesting. So I do like a bit like that, but only retrospectively, not in the moment.
Yeah, I feel like I'd struggle to pick apart phases though if you were to ask me.
Well, your phases would be like, I think a lot of times phases depend on what happens within your life. So something major happens, like say something happened with like a family member or something, then you could very much like distinguish what happened during that phase. Or if you had an illness or something, again, you can distinguish what happened within that phase. Whereas if you live life at a pretty constant rate and there's not major ups and downs and spikes, then you wouldn't necessarily have phases as much as you just have like moments. So obviously you've had like university would be one of yours, and then getting a job at Creative Assembly would be one of yours. So again, they're not huge spikes. They're just, yours is more of a path than spiked, I would say.
Yeah, I guess so. What's my worst phase though? It's a weird question. That I don't know.
Do you think you've had a bad phase?
I think I've had lots of bad phases. I'm trying to think of which I'd pick out as the worst.
Were they prolonged though, or were they like things that last
months at a time? Some years.
Actually, obviously this is not, again, this is why the deep questions aren't that good, because you can't really answer this because you probably don't want to answer. But I just thought of one of your bad phases, which
Everyone has phases, like.
Yeah, well, you've just gone from saying, hang on a minute,
No,
phases.
No, well, I don't feel like. I guess for me, a phase is like. I don't know. I don't look at life as having phases. I can't think what the word is. I feel like it has
phases.
I feel like it has chapters. That's the word I look. I feel like a chapter rather than a phase.
All right, yeah. Well, it's essentially the same thing. It's like, what? Okay, well, you just rephrase the question. What's the best chapter? What's the worst?
You've
chapter?
Got me. The best chapter. I'd actually say.
You can't just. No, you've got. Well, no, it's chapter.
I love a good chapter. It makes me sound more intelligent, like I read books or something. Can I just say, I'm hammering Juve here.
I just beat Germany 4-0, Jack. We're all having a party.
Should we go on to the next question? This one's too deep.
God, you said you want the deepest ones. Right, the next one is what you're doing. This is a good question. Is what you're doing now what you always wanted to do growing up? You're still, what, 23?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I'm going to be honest. When I was 18 and I applied to university, I still didn't know what I wanted to do. So, like, to say what I'm doing now is what I've always wanted to do, I feel like would be a bit of a lie because, well, no, that's not true. I always grew up playing games and I knew I wanted to work in the games industry. I just didn't know what I wanted to do within it. So I guess in that sense, I am.
Yeah. Again, though, this chapter is much on your path, I would say.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. See, this question's like, what makes you feel accomplished?
Just conceded.
Okay, not that, obviously. Let's move on.
I was going to say subs and views for that one. By the way.
There's questions about like relationships.
I mean, is there any like less deep ones that are interesting?
Are you more into looks or brains? Is one of the questions. It's not particularly deep. How important is the?
Well, this isn't it. I have this interesting thing. Okay,
here we go, everyone.
Okay, so a lot of people. Okay, so this is. I'm trying to fit. This does have a link to the question you've asked, but there's the classic thing, isn't there, with like women of, are you a boobs or butt man? Like that is just a thing that people ask, and I don't really get it because I'll be honest. The actual thing that I think, if I'm like looking at someone, which I kind of think is kind of the attractive thing, is actually their face. Which might sound really weird,
well, yeah,
but for me, someone who I can look to, talk to, like eye to eye, face to face, and feel happy and content with, that's kind of what I look for in someone, more so than like brains. Well, no, I'd say for me, that's like something that is important to me, if that makes sense.
So
over other things.
So you're going with brains more than you are looks.
I think so. Yeah, I'd say that. I feel like for me, holding an intellectual and kind of conversation, being able to hold a conversation with someone is far more important than Emre Can twisting his kneecap and me giving away a penalty in the last minute to go 2-1 down, having had 3 clear-cut chances.
Yeah, Sivkovic is out for 7 weeks. I feel like our badness is a line again. Do football managers just have bad and good?
I need another hat.
Because you're going to throw this away.
I mean, we were 1-0 up. We had 3 clear-cut chances, 4 half chances. We've just given away a penalty with 30 seconds left and conceded it.
Not good. Not good.
I need another hat.
Is that the group stages? Oh, that's not too bad. So for those who have been watching Jack's stream recently, just got a bit deeper, everyone. So I'm sorry if it's a bit late at night, though, isn't it? So that's why. Later at night, the deeper it gets.
I'm glad the hat emote isn't like a thing yet, because that would be being spammed in the chat.
It would. Are you ever going to wash the hat? That's not one of the questions on
It's
the
not
list.
machine washable, so I'll have to do it by
Oh, so
hand.
you have to hand wash it.
I think it will happen one day.
Let's put it out in the rain, maybe. What is a relationship deal breaker for you? I feel like most of your YouTube audience will never have the answer to these questions until right now. Because there was no reason for them to ever know.
Deal breaker, like as in something that as soon as like I know about.
Do they have to like Pokemon? Do they have to have a Nintendo Switch?
They have to like Pokemon.
You
yes.
thought about it?
Yes, they do have to like Pokemon.
Do they?
And like,
what if she's everything you want?
I feel like for me, I just want like what I look for in a partner is just someone who is very similar to me, and so in the sense that like I don't know, they have quite a well-rounded interests in like interested in various different things, including Pokemon, and I do have like some Pokemon things on the wall, literally behind my head.
I like me and Ellie are quite. For those, I'm going to clarify for people watching. I have a girlfriend called Ellie who I've been with for.
She is real. I've met her. She is like an actor.
Years. You have met her. And we're not that similar, really. Like there are aspects and things that we definitely agree with. I think, like in terms of life, there's lots of things we agree with, but in terms of interests, we're different in what we like. She doesn't give a shit about football, for example, and.
You've just not converted yet. 20 more years.
And I'm not massively into things like photography and craft and stuff like this that she's really into.
Ben, I've seen you with that gladiator.
But don't you feel like you would argue a lot with someone that you had a lot in common with?
Not really. Because I think for me, I'm quite kind of
Do you think you're competitive? Because like Ellie's not competitive at all, and I am. I think if we were both competitive, we would argue a lot more about like trivial stuff.
So the thing is, as much as I'm competitive, I feel like after like 2 minutes, I'll just laugh about it. I'm not really someone who holds grudges.
You did once call me a pussy playing.
I mean, you ran away from me in the division, and we were literally talking 10 minutes later. I need to tell that story. If you've not played the division, it's a PvP
if
area.
Tell the story. At least make sure you give every detail. Otherwise, it does paint me in the cowardist picture.
I mean, you were a coward, Ben. Even if I tell the full picture, you're still a coward.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
no.
So me and Ben were playing the division, and Ben was still a very new player. He wasn't like geared at all.
Very new player is a key point. I'm not playing against other people online.
We went into the dark zone, and I ganked someone on my own and killed them. And then he came back, and he wasn't very happy that I ganked him. Was it a team?
No, I
think there was 2 or 3 of them. But anyway, I had like a really stupid OP build at the time, so I just like ganked them and killed them all, and Ben like hid away.
I should clarify for everyone. I don't know what ganked means. Carry on.
But anyway, so I killed them all, and they go to the nearest checkpoint. If you've never played Division, it's not that like the nearest checkpoints aren't usually that far away from where you die. And they all come back, and I killed 2 of them, and there's 1 guy left, and I've killed like the other 2 downed guys. So it's me this one other guy. And like, Ben, I need your help. Ben, I need your help. And I just look, and I'm like doing the stupid. Right. If you play the Division, everyone roly-polies around each other. So I'm doing that dodging. I just see Ben running away from the bushes down the opposite road, just leaving me behind in this 1v1.
Jack had a lot more power and a lot more like weaponry in his control. And he was telling me, this guy's a bit like a strong guy, Ben. I was like, okay, in which case, Jack, I want nothing to do with it. Survival is key.
So he ran away.
So I ran away, and then you've only been this annoyed with me a couple of times.
It's because you could have killed him. He was so weak. Away, Jack. He was so weak, Ben.
And I found it hilarious at the time. Did you die in this?
What do you mean, did I die?
Did you actually die?
Yeah, I died, and he downed me, and then you ran away, and I was like, Ben, where were you? Because I was like, he's really weak, Ben. Where are you?
Yeah.
And you were just like, I ran away. I'm like, no, you're a pussy, mate.
It was actually, you're a pussy, man. I was like, well, hang on a minute here. I've gone for safety. But then you called me a pussy for about 10 minutes, going, you're a pussy, man. You're a pussy.
You ran away in a gunfight. You left me to die. I was so salty.
Yeah, well, guess what, Jack? Did I die?
No, but did you get any loot, Ben?
Smarter, no, but at least I had the opportunity to get loot in the future because I'd stayed alive. I played it smart. Whereas you, all guns blazing, and you paid for it. So I'm sorry that you made a bad choice going after a guy that killed you, but you should have run away with me. Safety, thank you.
Pussy.
See, that's what he was doing. I've never been called a pussy for about 10 years, and then all of a sudden Jack said it about 15 times in 10 minutes.
Right, I'm playing Everton in the Merseyside derby, and Edu Perez is playing.
That's not true, mate. I wish I did, but I don't.
Edu Perez is playing.
I believe in him. For a start, so you fucked up there.
Do you think I can win against Everton? Merseyside derby, clash of the big guns. I've just bottled it against Juve. But you did run away, Ben.
No,
It was the
not
fact
true.
you run away. You abandoned your friend. We could have killed 2 of the last guy. It was a 3v2, and I killed 2 of them, and there was 1 guy left. And as low geared as you were, you did have enough power to kill him.
No, I didn't.
You didn't even shoot a shot at him.
No, I was I ran away. I made the smart choice. So
It's
once
outrageous.
again, I'm sorry I left you, and I'm sorry you're not over it. But these things happen.
I will apologise for the fact I've not been reading the chat that much, but I feel like we're having deep conversation that is
Should we go
incredibly
to the-
meaningful.
Should we go to the next question?
Let's go. I mean, we've gone on a tangent there, having gone for what you look for in a partner.
Would you ever take someone back who cheated?
I mean, I have, so
Have you?
yeah, but I'd never do it again because of that. The sad truth. So no is the answer.
There you are. No. Okay.
Okay.
How do you feel about sharing your password with your partner? What a weird question.
I mean, I don't have a partner to worry about, but it's just saved in
No.
Google Chrome, so she wouldn't have to try very hard.
Yeah, she wouldn't have to do much working out. Okay. When do you think a person is ready for marriage? Oh my god.
I mean, I've never
Shall
thought
we
that
move on?
person's ready. Yeah, let's leave. I feel like some of these are for when you're 55 and you're on your second midlife
to be fair,
crisis.
a lot of these apply to me. What kind of parent do you think you'll be? It's assuming you haven't got a child.
I mean, the interesting thing here is, I actually don't know if I want kids.
Right, interesting.
I'm not convinced that I want kids. I think if I wanted a child at some point, and say my partner was like, I really want a kid, I wouldn't be adverse to it. Let me put it that way. And I was brought up in a family with lots of kids. I think if I was gonna have children, I'd actually want to adopt. As odd as that might sound, just because I don't know. I feel like to me that is almost more meaningful than having your own child in some ways.
And I think in some ways it might be.
I feel like for me, the whole notion of kind of a blood relative doesn't actually I don't kind of relate to that much, if that makes sense. The idea of a blood relative meaning more than any other relative.
Okay,
but that's just me.
It's an
I
interesting
mean,
perspective.
so for me, say you to adopt a child who's a year or 2 old, that would not have an impact on me. And I don't think I'd treat that kid any differently. I guess I'm the kind of person.
You'd hope not if you're someone that wants to.
Oh no, yeah, exactly. But I know for some people they would see that as a bit of a weird thing, if that makes sense, and they'd feel.
I don't think adopting wouldn't be my first option. I think having a child that you and your partner have created is something unbelievable.
Why is Jack always nodding his head? Can I explain this? I have this weird thing where I like to shake my legs under my desk. I can't explain why.
He just likes agreeing. He just likes to agree.
But I just sit rocking my feet back and forth, but it means my head bobbles up and down. I don't know why I do it.
You're like one of those bobblehead dolls.
I am. I'm putting my feet firmly on the ground now, so I don't do it. It's a weird tick that I have.
Should we move on to another? There's 50 questions, 40 questions.
50. How many have we gone through? I just beat Everton 1-0, 1 shot on target from 19 shots. Good win.
I'm just drawing games constantly.
Where were our shots from?
It's not great for me. I've not lost in 5, but I've only won 2 of them, so it's not great.
Where were I mean, these aren't the stats.
If you're in a bad mood, do you prefer to be left alone or have someone cheer you up?
Probably left on my own, to be honest. Although there are certain people in my life who they would cheer me up when I'm annoyed in that kind of situations.
I would. You're right. I would.
You're just one of them, Ben. Just amazing.
Yeah. No, I don't think I am one of those people. I think if you were annoyed, you wouldn't want to talk to me. I'd just annoy you.
I'm just looking at where I have my shots from.
Jack, why do Manchester City and Manchester United always...
build God teams.
Yeah, what is that all about?
I don't know.
I'm saying that. Axel and Putu might be able to score. Oh, not great.
I'm using Debski's Regen hair pack from 2016 because it fits hairs better than this year's hair pack.
That's quite funny. Oh,
Burrito isn't playing, but really Burrito should be playing ahead of Perez now I think about it, but he was injured. Sorry, Perez. Perez has been demoted again, Ben. He's a bit sad.
What's an ideal weekend for you?
Good question. An ideal weekend to me. Honestly, just like a nice barbecue on a summer's day. Get a few friends around who I've not seen since school.
For 48 hours?
Go camping. Get really, really drunk. Chill. Get around a fire. It's a good weekend.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew Herrera's just been sent off United. That's a good weekend for me.
I always enjoy, and I don't know if this is. I guess this is something that I will continue to do when I grow up. But I always enjoy meeting up with my friends who I grew up with at school, and even if we only all meet up, once or twice a year. Usually when we kind of meet up, we'll go camping, or we'll go to rent a house somewhere, and we'll all get kind of meet up, go outside, set a fire going, and you just sit talking to people you've not talked to in years, or not talked to in half a year, but you just immediately click with that person. I don't know.
I had a group of mates that I play poker with all the time that I've seen more in the last sort of year than I did for the 5 in between, and it's a similar thing I would imagine, where you do just you find yourself playing, but in reality, you just literally just chatting about the past a lot of the time. It's quite nice. I do, and then if I run into anyone from school and things, it's always the same where you spend the entire time just reminiscing about cool stuff that happened. It's
nice.
nice.
I feel like I'm quite fortunate. I have a quite kind of close group of friends, and I've known them since I was 10 years old. There's always been a group of 7 or 8 of us, and we're going deep here now, but actually, sadly, one of the kind of members of the group passed away about 3 years ago, really suddenly. He had an accident. And in some ways, that kind of brought us all closer together. And now it's kind of a thing that we always do, where we'll always try and meet up. And it's a bit sad, I guess, in some ways, that it takes something like that to be the thing that pulls you all together. Yeah. But at the same time, you always, I'm grateful for the fact I have those people in my life who I can talk to, and I don't take them for granted because of some of the stuff I've been through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, we've gone really deep with these conversations today. I hope.
Well, I told you, it's the questions, mate. It's the questions.
Going deep. I mean, I'm going to have to name this podcast "Going Deep." Podcast. It's a podcast. It's a stream now.
I think Cass and G this is going to change the tone.
God, Cass and G immediately changes the tone.
Cass and G did a series called "Going Deep" with porn stars. But anyway, let's.
I'm going to start Brito today. It's his debut. 19 years old. 5 goals in 5 appearances for Portugal.
Meanwhile, I've lost 2-0 to 9 Manchester United. This has gone well. I've had 9 men for most of the game, and I haven't won.
Bernachetti's doing very well.
Not happy about it at all. Do you judge a book by its cover? I don't think it means a book, Jack.
Does it? I don't read books.
I think it means. Do you judge people by its cover? By their cover? Do you have a first impression of someone?
I think everyone does. I think that's a bit of a weird thing. I think it's whether or not you act on that first impression.
Do you let that affect future?
No, not really. I think it's impossible not to have a initial opinion of someone off when you first meet them.
You get a preconceived idea straight away.
Exactly, but I won't. I certainly try not to let that kind of impact. My interactions with those people. I feel like it's impossible not to kind of build up an image of what someone's like off a first impression of them, be it your first few conversations with them. But at the same time, I'm always open to kind of giving people a chance to kind of chat to them, to get to know them. I'm not someone who kind of goes, oh my gosh, this person's weird, I'm not going to talk to them or not make the effort. I feel like that's probably what people think of me all the time, to be fair. But no,
do you mean online or in real life?
Both, to be honest, in terms of not judging someone off just their first opinion. You're never not going to judge someone. I feel like that's just part of human nature.
I feel like online, because the reason I said online or in real life is I feel like in real life you wouldn't judge me as much as people seem to online. I feel like there's a huge difference there. I feel like I'm judged online way more than I ever have been in real life, which is I wouldn't say it's difficult.
Is it that you've been judged more, or is it that on the internet people are a lot more willing to voice their judgment?
I feel like, let's put it this way, I never have, in life, I very rarely have arguments with anybody. I'm very for those that know me in real life, and Ellie will attest to this. I mean, you've seen me, you've met me in real life. I'm not a very confrontational person.
He tried to punch me when we first met. He's lying. He came out with his fist.
Give me that beanbag. but I'm not controversial. Like, I don't start arguments with people. I'm not like, I think the only people I'm confrontational with is probably like my parents, and like but just in like debate ways, not in like angry ways. And like, or just with anyone. Like, if it's a debate, it's slightly different. But I'm never trying to create a conflict. I think if you just judge me based on sort of the online persona that people think I've got, people would think that I'm quite quick to jump into an argument or quite quick to be angry or things like this. But I'm really not. Like, I'm very like, if I'm arguing with someone online or debating with someone online, I'm not sitting there fuming. Like, you've chatted to me while I've been doing, like, having these conversations with people.
It's weird that because on the internet everything loses tone. That's why it's really difficult to judge sarcasm and when someone's legitimately annoyed and stuff.
But then when I ask to talk to people like in a conversation, people think that that's me being like, that's me then being more aggressive, and it's like, oh yeah, you know you want to talk about it. Are you threatening me with a conversation? When in reality, it's like, and I've had conversations with loads of people. You've been a part of some of those conversations. So much easier to then like let each other know on both sides how you actually feel about the situation. And the situation's cleared up in so less time. The amount of times you have like a conversation with someone online for an hour on Twitter, and then within 10 minutes you both understand each other's perspective, and it's completely different. I find that really frustrating, especially with the Football Manager community as well.
I will say, just 10 minutes left. Oh, okay, no. I was about to say 10 minutes left this game. It's 1-1 v Arsenal. We were getting battered. I've switched tactics. It's working wonders. Eddie Perez has come on. The dream's alive.
See, some things I get like faux annoyed about. I get frustrated more than like angry, I would say. I don't like people just like telling. I don't like people lying and then making out as if it's the gospel truth, and then they go and share that as if it is literal gospel truth. That's something that really, I guess, especially online as well, especially within a so-called community, that really annoys me. As I think I've made clear lots of times before. You've conceded to Arsenal there.
I have. You're probably saying webcam me crying.
Yeah, I looked and you're just sort of praying.
I mean,
as I talk about gospel truth. You're
fucking bottled another game.
Right, next question. It's not on the list, but I'm going to ask it anyway, just because people will be interested. So you've been doing Football Manager videos for nearly 4 or 5 years.
It's a long time now. It would have been
4 years.
Over 4 years now.
4.5.
Yeah, about 4.5. I think it's like 4 and 4 months.
I've been watching you for about 4 years. I'll say that. Is the doc drunk? No, not drunk at all. Why would the people say that when they have a serious conversation? That pisses me off as well. Like, I don't assume I'm intoxicated, right?
It's not been a good stream so far.
How was
that was in the cup. That's fine.
No, the conversation's been good though. How has the community changed in that 4.5 years from when you started and you were kind of welcomed into it by the people already doing it to the point now where you're seen as like you're especially, I would say, seen as the elder statesman? I still view you as that. I still view you as sort of the old guard.
It's kind of weird because like when I first started doing videos, the biggest FM channel had like 1,500 subscribers and was doing FM handheld videos. And
who was that?
It was a guy called Will who literally had the name FM handheld.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
But there was other people. There was Atmos Cube. There's obviously Jub. Mick was doing videos at the time. I think Merkers and Predicts had started with that FM. And it's kind of weird because when I first started, there were kind of just a group of 10 people, maybe doing videos regularly. Maybe there were more than that. It just weren't that. No.
I was going to say, was it as small as 10? Was it actually as small as 10?
I think it probably was. Probably 10 people like who I talked to at least regularly and was aware of. And it was kind of weird with me because actually people won't notice, but the way that kind of my channel got rolling was that I was uploading videos without telling people I was uploading videos because I'm always of the attitude of you're best off when you're first doing videos, not really telling anyone you're doing videos and just see if you can grow organically, you know, try and do content that people want to see. Maybe, I mean, if you were to go through my Reddit history, you'd literally find posts where I went on the Football Manager subreddit and kind of said, what videos do people want to see? And then those were the videos that I made. But one of my first big breaks, actually, I uploaded my first video and I created the Work the Space channel, which was just a name that I thought sounded good and kind of worked quite nicely with Football Manager. And I kind of uploaded my first video and I was like, okay, I better subscribe to all these FM channels that I've been subscribed to on my other account. Kind of makes sense. So I subscribed to loads of people, one of which was Jakey Cave, who was called 5 Stars HD at the time. And he had about maybe 500 subscribers. And the difference was then the people who watch your videos were actually very, very active viewers.
Yeah.
And he basically...
I think when you start off as well, with that sort of number, it's a lot easier to be involved with.
For sure.
people
And
that
because there
watch.
weren't other big channels as well, obviously the people, it was quite a niche thing. Why are all my players getting injured? But yeah, Jake just saw that, oh, this guy subscribed to, because this was back in the days where YouTube used to send you an email every time you get a subscriber. And I feel like
I get mine again now.
When you have about 500 subscribers, obviously, I feel like you do kind of check your subscribers. I remember when I was first doing videos for like the first 6 months, I got genuinely excited if I had like 10 emails overnight saying, oh, you know, so-and-so subscribed to your channel. And basically, Jake just found my channel through that. So he kind of mentioned me in one of his videos, and suddenly I had kind of 200 people watching my first ever video.
Yeah.
Which
I got a funny story about that, actually. So, you know, when people subscribe, you get a notification for every single account that would ever subscribe.
Yeah.
Because it was URL based, and now it's not URL based. It's like name based. Back in like deep in the annals of YouTube time, I would leave comments on every single person's channel that subscribed, and I think I did that for my first sort of like 2,000 subscribers on my first channel. And I know you could go back and look at sort of channel comments on sort of accounts that subscribed. You'll probably still find the comments from my old channel that like saying, "Oh, thanks for subscribing. Like, how did you find my like channel or whatever?" And you'd always ask the question back to try and engage the person that was watching to begin with. But that was such a common thing. And so many YouTubers would do that and leave comments on every account. Like, do you remember an account called Lisa Nova? Or a YouTuber called Lisa Nova. There was like 2008, 2009. She must have worked with YouTube or something happened. She'd have to comment on every single YouTube account.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But she was like a known YouTuber and one of the biggest names at the time. People listening might know who I'm on about. She helped form Maker, by the way. She was one of the people with Shay Kyle and Kasim G and whatnot.
Gotcha.
Her brother and her founded Maker. So
interesting.
Yeah, I should say to the chat at this point, we're going to carry on this conversation. But is this if you're just listening and using it like background radio, are you enjoying this sort of conversation? Would you rather just chat some talk about his FM save? Because I don't want to come in here and
taking over your Maverick.
Drag it into Q&A, but because I like this sort of conversation. The sort of thing I do on my stream all the time is chat like this.
But yeah, so when I first started, like Jake shouted out my channel, but it was weird then because there were maybe 15 people tops that were kind of actively playing. And actually, within the first kind of month of me starting, something called the FM Cup was created, which was before the FMD. You could probably still find the videos for it. And I think there were maybe 8 people involved in that, and they were like the FM YouTubers of the time. And I kind of came in a little bit too early to be involved in that. But obviously, what people don't realise is like when I first started doing videos, as I said, like there was only like 1,500 people like subscribed to the biggest channels.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think if you were to look through it, I was obviously lucky in the sense it was my second year of university. I had quite a lot of free time because my course wasn't the most intensive. Like I literally did a video every single day for probably 7 months, which at the time was kind of unheard of for FM content creators. Like most were uploading maybe 3 videos a week. And so it was the fact I was doing so many and the fact I was, going to Reddit and asking what people wanted to see. And I imagine, I don't know this with any degree of certainty, I'm sure people would dig up random videos. But I was kind of one of the first channels to do experiments. I was one of the first channels to do videos kind of explaining, how a back three work in Football Manager in terms of your 3 centre-backs and how you can kind of combo roles like the cover and stopper to kind of have different behaviours. And just people hadn't done that kind of video content before, and that was kind of, I guess, what helped me stand out. Obviously, I had kind of the Road to Glory and Pentagon Challenge, which were both going on, pretty much daily.
Are you on about FC United Manchester at this point?
Yeah. So this would have been FM 13. So that seems so long ago now. It is a long time ago.
Yeah. That's like some people all know this, some people won't. That's how I found you. Like that's how I know you to begin with now. To be honest,
I always get asked like, how do you and Ben know each other? It's like you sent me a creepy tweet one day.
It wasn't creepy. It was what you used to record.
I think the first one. Nah. The first one you sent me that at least I remember you for was. Does Boston, Pilgrim Hospital, and Norwich have something to do with your life or something to that effect? I'm just like, maybe.
It was Boston, Norwich, and Liverpool.
That's correct. Not Pilgrim Hospital. Good hospital though.
Yeah.
Shame the
because for those that don't know, me and Jack were born in the same hospital, which is kind of strange when you think about it.
I mean, we were probably born in the same hospital bed and dropped on our heads by the same nurse.
But what I can remember is, obviously, from a viewer perspective back then, it was kind of weird because there wasn't that many people doing content, and finding people weren't up on how to tag their content or title their content. So finding Football Manager content to begin with was kind of weird. Like, it was not weird, just hard, just difficult to find
I think the
content.
other
So when
thing
you
was,
came along and you sort of broke the mold in that, and you knew how to get people to watch, essentially, you were one of the first people that to do Football Manager that was able to appeal to a bigger audience, because not only were you doing content regularly, but you were doing it as a series, so it was much easier to follow.
yeah. I mean, that was the other thing. Like, I didn't really reinvent the wheel in terms of format. Like, pretty much the standard way to do FM videos was like these recaps with a live com every so often. I just feel like I kind of refined it and kind of nailed down the format in kind of a balanced way, where I kind of covered all the necessary stuff and also bits that other people weren't covering, and kind of got it right. And if anything, like, maybe that format's got a bit stagnant. And I imagine if I was to look at some of my older videos, I'd realise the stuff that I'm doing now that's probably worse than what I was doing to begin with, to be honest, because I'm kind of at a kind of stage now, I guess, with my content where I've been doing the same kind of similar thing for 4 years. It's kind of just what I do. I don't really think about it so much.
Yeah.
You know, it's very rare that I will watch about one of my own videos all the way through. I mean, one of the reasons I kind of do the kind of content I do and don't do kind of, you know, the super edited down stuff like that you and other YouTubers do is because, simply put, I don't have the time to do that, and that's not really what people who have subscribed to my channel are expecting or looking for. I guess
my argument to that, because we were chatting about this off stream a lot, that is it worth doing less videos to then spend time doing that?
I mean, I feel like if you're starting a new channel, it probably is, but I feel like for me, it probably, like, maybe it would bring in new people, but I don't know if it would also alienate the people who kind of enjoy the rambly style of videos. Because as much as they're not watered down, there's not a lot of kind of dead space, I don't feel like, in my videos. I know there's some people who come across my videos go, oh my gosh, this guy talks for so long. It takes 10 to 15 minutes to actually get into the match. But at the same time, it's kind of that level of detail and the stuff that I'm talking about that I think kind of differentiates myself, I guess.
Yeah, I think you are, as I say, there's not many people doing content when you first started that are still doing it now, if any.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, I think of the channels when I first started, Atmos Cube, Jub, Mick, Jake, 5 Stars HD. There was a guy called Alex from Norway. I can't remember Alex's channel now. Omar,
Jay, right? Or was it just like
I can't remember, in all honesty. But there were, you know, Will FM Handheld. There was the Finn Means Win, and I look back at all those channels now. I think, well, Rick kind of still does videos, but Rick's obviously had a fair few breaks. Not that I've not had my breaks, but, you know, Rick still does videos, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, there really aren't that many. I think that's actually because I think those people who first started doing videos it was at a time when no one ever really looked at YouTube as being anything long term. It was kind of just something you did because you enjoyed making videos. Like, no one ever. I feel like when I started, if you told me, oh, by the way, you're starting this FM channel kind of in January after the games come out, which is probably not the ideal time to start, and you're going to grow this channel to have, like, you know, 60,000+ subscribers, I probably would have thought you were joking, because really I was just doing it as something with my free time at uni.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm fortunate in the stage that for some of those people who've kind of stopped doing videos, it becomes more of a time commitment than it's worth. You know, I'm fortunate to be, I guess, someone who grew my channel at a time where, like, obviously growth was possible, but also kind of I have enough monetization in my videos that I feel like it's worth my time. And that's not to say I do videos for the money, but I think the way you have to look at things is, for me, I work 9 till 6 most days. Like, at the end of the day, like, my time, I don't have as much time as I had when I was a student. I had all the free time in the world. Yeah. And I'd still be playing FM regardless. But obviously the videos are a big time commitment, and I've always been of the attitude of, if like YouTube was about the money for me, I might as well just get a part-time job, because it would probably pay better by the hour for me in reality. But I do it because I enjoy it. Yeah. But it's, at the same time, like, obviously I'm at a stage now where how old am I? 24 next month. Obviously, I work full-time. I'm not a student anymore. I have commitments. I have bills to pay. You know, I have a social life outside of kind of YouTube, and, you know, I don't have as many hours in the day as I used to have. And so for me, I do have to, when I kind of think about YouTube, I have to kind of think to myself, is it worth keeping or going? Now, I guess for me, I'm fortunate in the stage that it kind of is. Whereas I think a lot of other kind of people who kind of have dropped off are kind of that group of people whereby they probably had that discussion with themselves and decided, actually, it's not worth the time that I'm putting into doing these videos. You know, like, I have so much other stuff I could be doing with my life.
Yeah.
And I guess for me,
I think you have to get to a point, like, there's not many. I dare say I'm the only person who makes Football Manager videos full time.
Oh, for sure. And
But
obviously,
like,
you've kind of grafted that out.
yeah,
And like
it takes time though. It takes a lot
exactly. I mean, I kind of crave. I wish that I had the time I had when I was at university, because I feel like if I had that time now to make videos, well, I'd be able to do such better. Like, you know, my content would be so much better for that extra time I could put in.
Yeah.
And whilst I could put that extra time in, as I've kind of said to you, it's kind of, I don't know if I'd enjoy that so much. Like, obviously, the kind of work I do at the moment, like I'm editing video most of the day anyway. You know, as much as I enjoy that, and it's something that I kind of consider myself to have a talent for. I think I'd lose some enjoyment out of it in a way, actually, if I was to have to start editing my content more, because it would feel, obviously it would be more work.
Yeah.
It would overlap a lot more with what I do 9 till 6.
It would feel manufactured from your end, and that's not something that you built your channel upon.
Exactly. Yeah. Content. I mean, for people who don't know, like, I work as a cinematic artist and a marketing artist, so like I am sat with Photoshop and Premiere open.
It's worth noting, someone in your chat there has just written that another YouTuber only does it for the money as well, claiming that, like, I don't know if you're referencing that, like, Jack, because Jack's what Jack just said, or that I only do it for money. I think neither of us or anyone that gets into this looks at Football Manager and decides that's the route they want to go down to make money from doing online videos, because it's not an area that traditionally anyone has ever been able to do it full time. As I said, I think I'm the only person that has done sort of. I mean, I've not made. Let's put it this way. So people might say, "Oh, you've got a second channel," but I've not made a penny off my second channel. That's literally just another creative outlet for me. But I got to this point because I worked hard, not because I thought, let's go and make a career out of this. Because essentially, to gamble and say this is going to be my career in 2 years' time with a YouTube channel it's not only like brave, it's also a bit stupid, because you never know how it's going to work out. It only takes one thing to like make it all fall apart or whatever. So that's not a necessarily clever thing to do. But if you build up an audience over a long period of time, like you've done, like I've done, you can get to a point where you're not going to be a millionaire, but like you can get to a point where like you can earn as much as someone that's on like an average to decent wage per month, and it's not that far away from that. So I don't know why it's seen as people only do it for money, because I say no one starts a YouTube channel. Well, not no one, because I'm sure there are examples, but no, especially in Football Manager anyway, to become like rich from doing this, because that's not the reality of the situation.
Someone asked like what percentage of my income is YouTube, like versus mobile. It's less than 10% of my monthly income is YouTube. It's a tiny percentage for me. Like if I was doing YouTube for the money, it literally wouldn't be worth my time. In some ways, it is something that keeps me. Oh my gosh, what a run! If he scores that, it's incredible. Sorry, we also had someone sub while you were talking then. So Fatman TV, thank you very much.
If anyone subs, interrupt me. By the way,
I do appreciate it. We got some hype going in the chat, but yeah, I kind of feel like it's interesting. I guess I'm kind of in a weird spot now, because in some ways I really wish I could just kind of drop everything and do YouTube full time and really give it a go of it, because I think I could give it a go if I had enough savings that I could go, right, 6 months time, I'm gonna treat it like a full time job. Because in reality now with YouTube, I probably spend like maybe 2 hours tops on my videos, whereas when I was a student, 2 hours was kind of a fraction of my day. Whereas now, kind of working 9 till 6. An hour to say get in from work, make food or whatever, 2 hours recording video, suddenly it's 9 p.m. and I've got maybe 3 hours of the day left, and so it's kind of a bit like,
yeah, our circumstances are very different.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, Kante, please score. Thank you. We've been all over you. Well, we haven't been all over Juve, but it's 1-1. Does YouTube pay your bills? I mean, as I said, it's like 10%, so it's literally it's not. I will tell you now, like the amount that I pay extra for a flat where I live, that gives me the ability to record videos, rather than having a house share and stuff. Like the premium I essentially pay for it to live where I live, in somewhere that's suitable to do videos, is probably more per month than what I make off videos in reality. Because obviously with videos and stuff, it's not something you can really have a house share with. Like you can't really expect other people to be quiet. You can't kind of inconvenience them talking at whatever time in the morning.
Yeah. And
so in reality, I mean, it's not cheap where I live in West Sussex. You're within a kind of stone's throw of London, and probably YouTube doesn't even cover the difference between me living somewhere where I wouldn't be able to record videos and where I can record videos. Just conceded again. If I lose to Juve again because of a late 2-1 goal. What happened to second yellow card on Footy Manager TV? So I know his second yellow card, like Matt had some health stuff. I don't want to go into the exact details of it because it's like Matt's decision whether or not to talk about it. But I know that YouTube was kind of very draining on him, and he was just finding it very underwhelming. Overwhelming. I didn't know that Footy Manager TV had stopped doing videos.
Has he stopped doing videos?
I mean,
I don't think he had. Am I wrong? Is he just?
I didn't know that. I mean, people are saying what happened. I thought he was still doing videos. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Maybe he just does FIFA now. I don't know.
But I mean,
I'm looking at his channel. I think he just does FIFA. I don't think he does FM anymore. Okay, he made a video 2 months ago called Football Manager 2017 content update.
Didn't he start doing like a save though, where it was like 5-year, like a 12-year challenge or something?
I think he said he's burnt out from it. He's burnt out from playing Football Manager. I mean, someone asked there, like, what's any tips for doing a Football Manager channel? Like, I put part of the, in quotation marks, success down to my channel is that, like, because you had a break at one point. Obviously, mainly because you're employed by Football Manager, so it was harder for time. You mentioned Rick, and obviously a lot of guys have stopped. I've been doing it coming up on 3 years now, without a break. Like, I think the longest break I've had is probably without a video at all. It's probably 4 days, which in 3 years is pretty good, I dare say. I think 4 days is my longest time without a video, though. And the key to that is not playing the game, which sounds crazy for someone that does it on Twitch and YouTube.
I mean, people won't know. I actually had a break of about 2 months last year. I just had the Gibraltar save all pre-recorded. Like, literally, people probably don't know this. I had about 4 seasons at one point of the Gibraltar save pre-recorded, so I could just take a break, have it all scheduled, and like not have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's hard to, like, I mean, a lot of people find it difficult to find the balance on making videos in general, but for me, it's just don't do it all the time. Do it as much as you like, because I make a video every single day. Like, I'm not different. That's how we differ from how we make our content. Like, I make a video every single day. There might be 1 or 2 days where I don't make one, but generally, if a video is made, it's made for that day. So every, like, for example, the Spell at the moment, 90% of those videos will be made on the day they go up. Which can
I just say thank you to Liam Kirby, just gave over $5 donation. Said I donated to Benji earlier. Want to do the same for you. You both provide excellent content. I missed the rest. I'm sorry, but thank you very much, dude. I will find the rest of that message real quick.
Which I thoroughly look forward to. I think at the end of it.
I mean, you've got the stream delay, so you can finish off the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much, dude.
Ben Silly. Like, okay, I'm just gonna. Sorry, this is in your stream age. I think it goes on your channel. But this guy, Jürgen Kopp, is the same guy that came with the username to do with statistical approach FM. Like, I understand you want to debate like Donald Trump and other things like this, and now you're just spamming Jack's chat up, which will probably get you timed out anyway. I don't want to have the debate with you because I don't think you're the sort of person that wants to debate. You just want to argue with me. So when I ban you from Jack's chat, which I've done once and I'll probably just do again, it's because you're literally coming here constantly to cause trouble. Like, I don't want to pick on you individually, but obviously you're really lonely at this point and you've got nothing better to do than try and cause problem in a Twitch chat. But it gets to the point where it's not fun for me. It's not fun for anyone in the chat. No one can be bothered. I know you're Max. No one can be bothered with this situation. Like, you are doing this for attention. Right now, you're getting that attention. But from this point onwards, you're going to be banned. No one's going to reference you. So is this what you wanted? Like, I don't understand.
I feel a bit sad for people like this, if I'm honest.
Well, the thing is, right, he's obviously at a point where he can't connect with people in real life and he can't connect with his own friends. So he's having to come here and try and start a debate. I've spoke to this guy for 90 minutes once in a call and discussed things with him about my content, and he had to go at my content where he writes things like nibble and triggered. And it's like, I get what you're trying to do. And again, I feel sorry for you, mate. And you might think that I feel triggered or I'm nibbling at you. But in reality, it's pity, my friend. I feel bad that you haven't got people in your own life that you can go and chat to at this time of night. Instead, you come here and try and create a bit of fuss. Like, again, I feel sorry for you, pal, honestly. I'm not trying to... And I almost feel like I shouldn't ban you at this point. I should let you sit here and try and involve yourself in the chat like a normal person. But you don't want to do that. You want to be a bit of a knob. So, I mean, it's your stream, Jack. You can do as you're with him. But again, I feel sorry for him.
It's just sad. I did a module at uni called Psychology of Internet Behaviour.
Yeah.
People like that.
Again, once you break it down and realise that he's not having a go at me because he's having a good, like, people that have a happy, contented life aren't the same people that try and wind other people up on the internet. So I don't want to. So I'm lucky. It's okay, Ben. Like, all right, mate. Cheers. I love you. Well, maybe you do, but if you did, you'd show it in a different way, pal, rather than trying to be antagonistic 24/7.
It's a bit sad that someone doesn't know how to show emotion.
Well, it's not that. It's just they obviously don't know how to connect with people on a human level. He's trying to do it like a robot. He thinks that. Oh, do you know what? It's not worth going into, frankly. It gets to the point where it's not. As I say, it's not fun for you. It's not fun for me.
In some ways, I'm glad he's here trying to do something with his life rather than sitting on his own doing nothing. But
I mean,
there's definitely ways to be productive with your life.
This isn't a good outlet. What you're doing now, is like, it's not a good outlet. You could be doing way more. And this is like the 5th Twitch account he's had to make. He's got like 4 or 5 different Twitter accounts that he follows me on. Like, I get that you want to have the debate.
Who has time for that?
Well, someone that's not got a lot going on, obviously. Which again, I feel bad for him. And he thinks I'm joking. And he thinks at this point, right, because we're talking about him, he's won. And he's got the attention of us, and he's won the battle. But in reality, I've got lots of friends I chat to. I've got a girlfriend that I love.
No, sorry. Can someone ban him because he's using "you're" wrong? He's not written "you are." Ban him. That's a bannable offence. Get rid of him. He can't write "you're" correctly. If you can't write proper English, don't write in the chat.
Yeah, it should be.
Sorry to non-English speakers. You're fine. It's just people with the name Jurgen Klopp who use the wrong "you're."
I don't know. I Love Slugs has dealt with him.
His last message was sorry. Well, I hope he was.
Sorry.
Sorry was mean. I'm not going to come on another account now.
The thing is, he was doing this to me the other day, right? He was talking to me about Donald Trump, but he's like, his grammar and his spelling was just so bad. I was like, you want to have a... He was saying that Donald Trump's done nothing wrong when he looks into it, and everyone should, support him. Everyone that is against him is just a bit of a hate.
Hey, Mr. Tiger, what's up? Should we go back? What were we talking about before?
We were talking about how the question was, to begin with, Jack, how has the Football Manager community changed?
I think the expectations of people has changed.
Do you think the audience has changed as well, then, in that regard?
I think it has. Obviously, there's a lot more people watching, and there's a lot more kind of younger people watching. Actually, probably the people who first watched my content aren't the same people watching my content and watching FM content now. It's kind of interesting, really, how much it has changed. Because obviously, as I said before, there was maybe like 10, 15 people, and everyone was in the same Skype call. Whereas now, there are just so many other people making kind of channels and expecting kind of hand me outs immediately. And it's a bit weird, I guess. I feel like the motivation for people making videos when I first started wasn't ever like money. Like, that literally just never came into the equation because it wasn't really a thing. Whereas I feel like we're at a stage now where there are people who are making content not because, well, not necessarily just because they want to have the money itself, but they just want to have views. They want to like have a channel that's successful, and that's like something they want to strive towards, rather than doing it because they fundamentally enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of impacts the content, and it certainly impacts, I think, my mindset when people tweet me when they're starting out. I get a lot of people who will tweet going, "Hey, I made this FM video. Please, can you retweet it and share it?" And it's just like you've made one video, and they're like, there are other people. I mean, I've done my odd kind of stuff here and there. I did like a Managers of the Month series, which I think lasted 2 months, and the reason I stopped doing it is because it got to the stage where people were just complaining when they weren't the person picked.
Yeah.
And the other issue with that is that I felt like there were a lot of people going to these channels and subscribing because I said, "Hey, subscribe," but then they weren't actually watching that person's content after they went and subscribed. And in some ways, I feel like that is not a healthy thing to do. You want people to subscribe to your channel because they want to watch your videos, not because they've been told by someone, "Hey, you should subscribe to this channel."
Working as a community is great, but like, you need to find your own identity, and just being another member of a community is good. Like, it's great to a point. I feel like with some guys in the community, I'm very much a part of like their circle, if you like. But there's certain people that, one, don't want me involved. There's people obviously I don't want to be involved with at the same time. And the way to counteract that is just to have your own. Like with my Twitch, with your Twitch, people here now. Like,
I kind of want to get Jubb in the call because Jubb will have a completely an even earlier perspective than me.
We're true, but there's people now that I don't think everyone is in it just to like be a popular person, or like to have loads of people watching. I just think you're right when you like you're completely right when you said the expectations of people have changed. And I think more so than an audience, like viewers now expect too much. It's interesting. Someone wrote in your chat a minute ago that I'm just because it won't show up in your stream. I won't say the person's name because I know the person, but I'll say blank deserves more subscribers. And in some cases, right, their content they're putting out right now is really good, but you can't go from 0 to 100,000 in a week because you deserve it, or in a month because you deserve it. Like you have to put in a lot of time and a lot of work to make that happen. And for some people, they put that work in for a little bit, and that's great. You know, they're working hard for that time, and they produce some really good stuff. But then if you suddenly step back from that and don't do the same thing on a consistent basis, like there's certain things you can say about some people where they work hard for a bit, they do well, and they get some success from that. But then after that, it drops off, and they can't work out why. Whereas I dare say, actually, Jack, me and you are good examples of people that have grown more than most, and a huge factor in that is our consistency. Like you've made 1,100 videos, something like that. I've made nearly 850 videos, and there aren't too many people in the Football Manager scene that come close to that. Like, I don't think you'd find. I don't know if anyone's made as many as that compared to us two. I don't know. I think we'd struggle to find that many. So for people that do 100 videos and think, why aren't I finding any success after 100 videos? Well, make 500, and then I guarantee you, one, you'll get better in that time, and two, you'll reach more people in that time.
I feel like in the first, the first 100 episodes of the FC United Manchester save, I don't think I had more than like 1,000 subscribers by the time the 100th episode went up. Maybe I'm completely wrong there, but I don't think it was that many. It certainly wasn't more than like 3,000. Whereas I feel like the majority of people, like if they were to put out content of that quality relative to what the kind of average of quality is now, if that makes sense, I feel like the quality of content there was lower, so this content stood out more.
Yeah.
But if you were to do like 100 episodes of something similar, you'd inevitably end up with more growth than what I achieved in that time.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, like my motivation for doing videos is kind of different to people's motivation naturally now. I mean,
I think if anyone's doing it and they're not having fun doing it, then stop doing it. There's people that do it because they feel like I have to make a video. People say, when people say things like, let me give an example here, because there's one phrase that really annoys me. It's said all the time. I've got to think of what it is though. So I'll let you carry on, and I'll think of the phrase.
Trent Alexander-Arnold just got his first England cap. What a man!
What's the phrase? Essentially, people say something along the lines of, it's when they're not interacting enough with their viewers, but then act as if they're letting loads of people down. And it's like, I can't explain it. It's going to sound bad the way I'm trying to word it, but it's people that have put. Do you know what it is? It's that they're putting so much pressure on themselves to be a YouTuber and to create content as a YouTuber that what happens is they end up not being able to achieve what their own goal is. So then they're actually getting frustrated by their own expectation of where they think they should be. And I think that's the change now. That you're right. That again, it comes back to your comment about expectations. That people have different expectations now, and people aren't just drawn back by other people's expectations and what other people are achieving, but it's their own self. They feel like, I don't know. I can't. Do you know what I mean by this? Can you? Like,
yeah. No,
this is ringing true. Which can be really frustrating. Someone put there, Teach just put, subs is a bad metric in my opinion. Views is what counts. The community can often grow subs, but not views. Again, I agree and disagree with that. I think people that are liking and commenting is a huge part. If you focus on the people that are liking and commenting, guess what? More people will like and comment. Like it's not a coincidence. I think views will get you so far, but I used to pride myself on having like 1,000 views, but then I'd have like 200 likes or 300 likes. Even now on Football Manager videos where it's got 6,000 views and 2,000 people might have liked the video. To me, that's the sort of thing that you can't. That's not something like for example, an ad company can quantify if they just look at the numbers. They can't, because they look at the 6,000 and go, well, where are those 6,000 coming from? The reason I got the One Football partnership, and I'm doing some more stuff with them soon, is because they noticed that I get as much interaction as someone with 100,000 subscribers that gets 50,000 views on the video, and people that are making content are too focused on this subscriber number, because the subscribers are great, but you look at all the big accounts now. Who with 1 million subscribers is getting 1 million views? Like, not, you'd be hard pressed to find many. but he's an example. He's the primary example of, if you said to someone, look how many subscribers I've got, you go, great, you got 50 million. You look how many views he gets per video, and he gets 4 million. So he gets less than 10% on most of his videos. Like that explains where the real sort of quote unquote power is, or where the importance lies. I think lots of creators, they don't see that. They don't see the important. They look at the number, and I think a lot of it is they think people. We're saving the game at the exact same time. The bar moved along at the same time on your stream as my stream. That was freaked me out a little bit. We play at the exact same time here. You in November as well.
November 22nd.
Hang on, where am I? This is awful. Oh, December 19th. So I was getting worried there.
You're my hopes up and then ruin them.
Sorry. People need to focus on that way more. I think if any Football Manager creators are listening to this now or listen to it on Jack's Rebroadcast, then focus on the people that are watching more than not more than the community, because it's great to stay a part of that, but like the community aren't going to help. Like there's a point where, when I felt like it happened to me, where the community decided to turn its back on me and not give a shit about like what I was doing, and thought that I'd changed and things like this, and I didn't care about the community anymore. I just cared about myself. So at that point, who's supporting you? Luckily, I had a lot of people that like enjoyed what I did, and I'd spend loads of time building up that rapport with people. One, because it makes the experience of doing videos in the first place way more fun. You'll agree now, Jack. Doing a stream with 400 people watching is like one of the sickest parts of doing this.
Oh yeah, I enjoy streaming a lot more just because of the live interaction. It enables you to quantify.
Yeah.
Like people watching your videos, I feel like a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like people could do more. What the fuck is this dude talking about? I mean, this is obviously Max. You know what I mean? This is obviously the same guy that was here before. So what do we do? Do we just kick him out again, or what do we do?
I mean, the game's still being played, so I don't really know why he's complaining.
Yeah. If you're not here for the chat, then that's up to you, mate.
No, it's interesting. I don't know if Jub's still in the chat, but I'd be interested to know for Jub why he started making videos, because obviously Jub comes from an age where
no one was doing it.
Jub, why did you start doing videos? Because obviously for Jub, he was one of the first, along with kind of Amar, Atmos Cube. Like there wasn't really, I mean there were probably FM like Best Wonder Kid videos, but there wasn't really kind of people, you know, telling a long form storytelling narrative through FM saves.
Mm. Yeah. I do find the development of it really interesting. For me, obviously, I saw the vlogging community change massively. The change through the vlogging community was crazy. It was a similar thing to how the Football Manager community changed. But the vlogging scene in like 06, 07, 08, 09 was very close. It was very tight. It was very like really tight. Everyone knew each other. Everyone would like watch each other's stuff. If you go to like videos of back in the day when people had like a big subscriber count was like 50,000 was massive. Like it was unheard of massive. Then you'd find comments from all the people that were making videos around that time, which again, you look at it now, there's lots of like solo people in solo areas doing their own thing. The amount of people with over 1 million subscribers now is just incredible, especially on YouTube. Incredible. I feel like I would copy what other creators are doing at a film if I was to do so. Can't imagine having the time to make it though. Should I read out Job's thing, or are you going to read it out?
Oh, feel free to read it.
So Job wrote, so for those, I should clarify for people again watching on Jack's Rebroadcast, or people in the chat maybe, Job was one of the first people, essentially the first person, but one of the first people to do longer form YouTube storytelling. That just reminds me of someone else, so that's just actually laugh. But in the sort of story mode style. There's so much laugh. So Job wrote, I started making videos to get a portfolio going, believe it or not. It'd be... I'll be lame and give my job interview answer. I was playing FM one day and noticed it wasn't really being done on YouTube and thought, hey, it's a cool niche, I should do that. So in reality, it wasn't because he wanted to sort of create something. It was just a portfolio.
For me,
it's very organic. That
did I already say? I didn't really say why I started doing videos. I just said what it was like when I started.
Did you say why?
No, because for me, I've been doing loads of like other gaming videos before FM videos. Like, FM was not my first venture, which probably benefited me in the sense that I actually knew how to talk into a microphone and I already had all the kit and stuff. But I remember just one day kind of stumbling across FM on YouTube and thinking, that's kind of cool. I've done so many other channels that haven't quite made it in the past. Let's try this one. So you could find, like years ago, I used to run this is really sad. Like there was a sniping competitive team called XGen who were very good at competitive sniping, and at their time, the channel had like 30,000 subscribers, which like for a like sniping channel, this is like pre-phase for all you kind of COD kiddies. That was like a massive thing.
I watched a sniping video today, Jack, that you will definitely know of. Not a sniping video, but like a montage video. It was called. I'm going to find exactly what it was called.
But anyway, so I did all these other gaming videos, and they had never really.
Jack, just quickly.
Oh, I love small beans and Matty. Those are the days. But it was kind of weird because I'd done all these other gaming videos. I done various little ventures and a little bit of COD, a little bit of FIFA at one point. And it was kind of like I'd kind of just given up on doing those. It just wasn't really a thing I was interested in doing. I remember just seeing FM videos thinking, I kind of want to try this. Because my motivation for doing kind of YouTube videos, like as far back as 2006, I think was when I did my first ever one. It was never really, obviously, I want to grow my channel. It was because I was interested in video games and I wanted to get into the games industry at some point. And so it seemed like an access point of sorts that, hey, if I make some gaming videos, maybe that'll help me in some way, down the line. And surprise, surprise, it actually did.
Yeah.
But there are some horrific commentaries out there that I did that literally I would not share with like my best friends because they are that awful.
Oh.
There is actually a video of me in FM12 doing a video recorded on a Mac. You might be able to find it because I think the video is unlisted, but I tweeted it at Chris Trout and a few other people. No one replied, and there never was an episode 2 of the lead save. And that was on one of these COD channels. So you could probably find that video. It's never seen the light of day. I did actually contemplate making FM videos, but I didn't, at the time, I never really thought, I wonder if other people are doing them. So I never really followed it on. I could have been one of the OGs, but almost in some ways, because I started over a year later after that, I kind of started at the perfect time to start doing them.
Yeah. That's actually... So obviously, from having a really... Doing YouTube and liking football back in the day, like this is going to sound so weird now for everyone that watches YouTube because YouTube's such a mainstream thing now. But when I started, there was literally 3 football channels, and when I say 3, I mean there were 3 football channels doing like consistent football.
Can I just say, just funny thing here? Jubb was mentioning Defend the House. Me and Kino did some montages for Defend the House called the Minute-tages, which literally, if you go on Kino's, on the Defend the House YouTube channel and search Minute-tages, you'll find them. That's really weird that me and Jubb both were part of the same community indirectly. I just never knew.
Hashtag scenes, everyone.
Hashtag scenes. Get it in the chat. Hashtag scenes.
But there was 3. I think there was 3 football channels. One was French, I'm pretty sure, and one was by someone that wasn't even football wasn't even his main thing, but he would make football videos occasionally. Called Richard, he was called, and he did like tricks and stuff. They weren't very good. They weren't like, it wasn't like F2 standard. Let's put it right. But
can I just say, Coutinho's now out for 3 to 4 months.
It's going well.
Can I just... Ospina out for 5 to 7 weeks. Coutinho out for 3 to 4 months. Klein out for 2 months. He was out for 3 months. Dele Alli's been out with a torn hamstring for 4 months. Eric Dyer's currently injured. He's out with a twisted knee. Keita was out for 3 months.
I just beat Stoke, so... Oh, well.
What are these injuries?
I've been on a streak, boys. I've won 1 in 3.
Feel free, I Love Slugs, to link that video in chat if someone wants to watch it. Proof that I was like OG.
Yes, the young Jack.
I should really upload that to my actual channel with one of those kind of YouTube... Oh my god, I react to my first ever FM videos. I mean, the quality's going to be awful. But the thing is, I made the mistake that people make now. Before. I made the mistake that people make now, where I sent this video to a few YouTubers like Chris Trout, Small Beans and stuff, Bobby and Moody Swede and all those. No one really replied. I thought, fuck it, I don't want to do them anymore. Like, I was expecting a handout and I didn't get it. And so I just never made a follow-up. I mean, to be fair, I think the video was unlisted at the time. It was like, should I do more? ? And no one was like, yeah, you should do more. Like, I was seeking some kind of approval to make me do more. And it didn't happen. But
how old were you here, by the way?
I mean, not even that young. Like, I would have.
17.
I would have been 18. I was at uni. It was my first year of uni. I was young, sweet, and innocent.
Yeah. I guess the point I'll summarise. The point I'm making on football content is that I was someone that did a vlogging channel for like 3 years, And vlogging then isn't the same as vlogging now. Vlogging now is considered like daily vlogging, going around the world vlogging and stuff like this, opposed to vlogging back then, which was just like making a video of yourself in front of a camera and chatting. Like that was like you wouldn't go out, you wouldn't take it outside. Oh, heavens above. So there was no one doing football content, and someone that was really into football content, I was always trying to like talk about it with people, but no one cared. Everyone liked Pokemon. You'd have fit in, Jack, to be fair.
I fucking love Pokemon.
And it was just like the Vlog brothers, John Green and Han Green, were like a huge deal at the time. Hence the fact which is my shit is mental. And it was like that was very much the scene back then. It was quite, I'll say this affectionately, it was quite nerdy back then. And the way vlogging has changed. Well, Casey Neistat changed the vlogging game a little bit, but it was shifting, and he just took it to a whole new level. And there was no football, and then FIFA was like the thing. People doing gaming videos, because Jack, people did Call of Duty. Call of Duty was the first gaming, like, first game to make waves everywhere. And then
Halo kind of did too, but just not on the same scale.
But then Call of Duty did, and then people that were playing Call of Duty were like, "Yeah, I don't want to play Call of Duty anymore." And the FIFA community grew out of the Call of Duty community, as I remember it. Like there was no FIFA content anywhere, and then all of a sudden there was loads of FIFA content, and everyone was doing FIFA content. And there were some big guys. I think Nep was one of the bigger guys actually when it first started off. And then KSI went from like 50,000.
Yo, England have left the EU. From the next season, British leagues which have squad registrations, 16 foreign player limit. Oh my God, it's happened. I want to have it. Let's go. Come on. That's actually what I wanted.
That's good for you, isn't it?
16 foreign players. I've been hoarding English players. Like half the England under 19 squad is my team. Let's go. #Brexit. So from next season, British leagues will have to have a squad registration which uses 16 foreign player limit. So the current work permit system. So there's no work permit in the Premier League. No work permits, but you can only have 16 foreign players. Well, do all the current players get like non-foreign status?
Fabrizio Gaze again.
Do I need work permits? I don't know. Is that? I mean, I'm kind of happy. This is what I said I wanted.
No, you can have max. Well, actually, it's not unlimited, but you get 16 foreign player limit, which is quite high to be fair. But instead, we'll use the current work permit system, so your work permits are still relatively easy to get compared to me, for example.
But that says new work permit rules in the next news item.
Well, their current work permit. Oh, okay, what are the new work permit rules, Jack?
I mean, I don't know. There's lots of words.
They're the same that I have, pretty much. Oh no, your percentages are different. What the hell? Oh, so yours are way more lax. This is bullshit.
I mean, it is, but I'm only allowed 16 foreign players.
That's still quite a lot.
I mean, it is, but not for everyone. Like, I'm okay, actually.
Is that in your registered squad?
Yeah, in the Premier League.
That's not bad, is it?
I mean, that means you can only like a third of your team has to be British. That's probably more than most Premier League teams.
Now, is it? You need 8 now. Homegrown.
No, well, homegrown and British are different.
Yeah, so it's pretty similar, though, isn't it?
I don't know if it is. I'm looking at United's squad. They're going to have troubles. They've got 5 British players in their first team.
Oh, your squad just got valuable.
It did indeed.
Your squad just got very valuable.
Ben Woodburn sat there thinking, boss, don't tell me now.
But the thing is, they're only valuable to other English teams. Like, so the value of them to Barca or Real doesn't really make a difference.
European Union players currently playing in this nation will be given a special status to be non-foreign. So, that's going to be a long-term thing then, because all current players are going to be treated as non-foreign.
Oh, so United aren't screwed at all then?
No, that's not. Well, mate, they will be long-term, I guess. But, yeah.
I mean, but from now on...
Did Gibraltar leave? Gibraltar have decided after a referendum to remain in the EU and leave the United Kingdom. That's literally not going to happen.
So I'm not enjoying my Brexit.
I mean, is this a sign for tomorrow? Like, what does this mean? We need to evaluate.
Tammy?
What does this mean for the election tomorrow? Like, this has got to have some kind of bearing on it. The fact this has happened today.
I think it means the Tories have won. Because that is what will be happening.
Moment silence. I quite like the foreign player rule. That'll make things interesting long term. That's going to put a big emphasis on bringing up young English players. It's a bit annoying. I wonder if that European Union players already played in these nations. I guess if you sell them, though, then they lose it when they move teams. I'm quite happy with that Brexit because I did say actually really early on in the save I'd quite like a Brexit with like a foreign player limit because that does make it interesting long term. Like the fact you do have to actually have kind of 9 EU players or 9 British players. Sorry. God, Coutinho's out for so long, Ben. Like when I put in my best 11 preset, there are 4 players missing.
What do you mean?
Like 4 players who are injured and have been injured long term. Like,
I see what you mean.
I mean, it's a wee bit annoying, I'll be honest. I might give Brito a start. He's got this. I've got a 19-year-old with 7 goals for Portugal in 7 international appearances. Like, he's got to start banging them in for us, surely. Playing Red Bull Salzburg, though, should rotate the team for the sake of fitness. I'm pretty happy with that Brexit. What does chat think? What are our thoughts, folks?
I think you're in a good spot.
I think it's quite an interesting one. I feel like most time people just get hard Brexit. Like I did in my Hereford save. I assume that's probably the most common one.
What will happen next year?
I guess it'd probably be the same again if it's not been negotiated. What do we think?
But with Article 50, will have already been triggered, which is interesting.
Yeah, but the terms won't have been negotiated, I guess.
No, but it literally will be because obviously they announced their intention to leave, don't they? Though on the game, that won't be the case anymore. You'll just get a Brexit scenario now.
Yeah. I guess it'll just be. I mean, I don't feel like I've ever seen like a one where it's just like, second referendum happened and it's not happening. I don't even know if that's an option.
Yeah, I wonder if that is an option. I wish I could see all the options. There's like 100, aren't there?
There is one where it's like, well, there's like loads of different combinations. Like there's ones where like Wales will leave and Northern Ireland will leave and Scotland leave the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
But I'd be quite like, obviously it isn't quite as low as the 3 foreign players, but I quite like the 16 foreign player ones because that does mean like in a squad of 28 players? Is that Premier League squad
I like
size?
that generally. Yeah, I like that as a rule.
Half your team's got to be
without
British.
Brexit. I wish the Premier League was like that anyway. Oh, for those that are watching Fulham, I'm just going to give you a little spoiler. Actually, Mputu has just scored an absolute beauty.
Because the thing is, even with like a hard Brexit, you can still just make a squad full of foreign players. Like, I think my Hereford side is a good example of that, where actually I've got to my 11th season in, and I've realised, shit, I've got 3 British players in my squad, and now I'm screwed. As people will find out in a few episodes' time. So it's like, and because it's been a hard Brexit, obviously the English players are worth quite a lot.
Yeah, kind of wish I bought youngsters from England in my save rather than Ivory Coast. Ben's line, Axel does not score. He's just scored a left-footed 20-yarder against Everton to win me the game.
Didn't happen.
Shall I post the guys that are in the chat of it, so people can see the truth of it all? Let me put it in close camera angle so I can show you. It's a beauty. Oh, yeah, beauty! One of those.
I'm quite happy with that Brexit, though. It's a bit of a weird time to announce it in, like, November, but... I should have taken a screen. I guess I still can, because I'm going to forget those terms. It's a bit annoying there isn't a Brexit screen anywhere that you can, like, go to and be like, oh, what was the Brexit scenario again? Oh, Brito scored. I didn't even notice. Well done, Brito.
Do you know what? I think I'm going to stay up with Fulham this year at long last. After the pain of last time. I say it's on 13.
What Brexits have people been getting in their saves? Like, have people just been getting hard Brexit, foreign player rules? Has anyone had any weird ones happen?
I got a Brexit basically where foreign players just do not get work permits unless they cost a lot of money.
Is that a Fulham or a different one? Or
that's Fulham.
Is that not the point system one? That's what I've got at Hereford, but actually it's actually with the point system, it's actually surprisingly easy to get them just off wages and transfer fee, and if they play in a top 6 league, like that qualifies them. If they're like in your top half of earners.
But youngsters that cost less than like 5 million.
Yeah, I kind of found that at Hereford, but all I did was I just loaned them out.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment.
I just bought a load, loaned them all out, and then
wait. But then you wait until you can give them like
a bigger contract. Worth a bigger yeah, exactly.
So I'm having to do that, and he still hasn't got his work permit. So like international appearances can be important. so that the player has to perform internationally. And my guy's getting called up and then just not playing in the national team is even more annoying.
See, I've seen a lot of people complaining about Brexit. I actually quite enjoy it as a thing in game. Maybe I'm part of the problem. Like, I quite enjoy like the unusualness of like the weird scenarios that happen. I know for some people like, oh, it ruins the game, the work permits. I actually find it kind of interesting. It adds a bit more of a challenge to what is normally fairly straightforward in England.
If you don't mind, I'm just going to put my league table in the chat for those that are interested.
I mean, I'm glad that I was hoarding in British players. That's going to work out for me long term. I think there are Brexits where like Scotland leave the UK. I imagine they're probably some of the rarer ones. I think I've seen one where like Ireland leave, well, Northern Ireland leave the UK. But if there's any really weird ones, it's like the Republic of Ireland rejoin the UK, well, join the UK and leave the EU. I imagine they've not done that, but I wonder if there's any really weird ones. Asensio scored a hat-trick, by the way.
So he's been really good for you, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's kind of in the backup to Coutinho, but now Coutinho's out for 4 months. I do actually need him to score goals, so
yeah,
it is helping. I will say thank you to the guys who did sub today. We are currently we're only 9 subs away from new emotes. Like, I want to get a trampoline. That's the dream, Ben. Trampoline emote.
I didn't realise how all of a sudden I had so many more emotes.
It's like the premium subscriber of things. Like, I know no one's a premium subscriber on my Twitch channel. Is anyone watching? Are you a premium subscriber on another Twitch channel? Because like it's like $9 a month or $25 a month. I can't imagine paying that much a month. Like in terms of as a Twitch sub.
I think if the person streams every day or like 20 days, then it's quite good.
I guess for the benefits, I just feel like you'd be better off just donating to that streamer if it's that kind of money. I feel like it's Twitch trying to muscle in on like the bigger, like on donations, because they realised, hang on a minute, you know, people give $5 and subscribe, but then they also donate on top of that. That's money that we could also have a slice of. Maybe I'm cynical.
There's I don't know if you know this. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this actually. I don't know if I should talk about this.
I don't know.
I'll type it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Not like the chat. I'll type it in your chat.
Oh, okay. Let me just share it on stream. No, I'm joking. Oh yeah. I think that's kind of known. I don't know if you can talk about it, but
I don't think I can.
No.
So like that, for example. And then obviously the bigger channels get more. I can say that without being descriptive.
Do you think the FM18 will have official pre-season tournaments on it? Has anyone asked for that? Is that something that people have... I don't think I've ever seen anyone go, I really wish that the Emirates Cup was licensed in FM. I feel like there's other things you could buy a license for.
I really want the game next year to be better online, Jack.
I will say, I've qualified for the knockout stages, Ben. The Champions League. I'm guaranteed second place. I can't go up or down. Asensio, what a man. I probably need to offer him a new contract. That I definitely do. Oh, he's not worth that much a week. Did you ever get it where just players are asking for way too much a week?
Yeah, all the time. Anti-knockouts are disgrace.
I mean, Asensio's asking for 185 grand. I'm trying to get him down to 130. I got him down to 130 on a 5-year deal.
Do you, just what I've written there in the Discord, do you agree with that? I want you to remind me this week.
Yeah?
I think it would have a big impact, genuinely.
Yeah. Have you mentioned that at all? I know we...
Yeah. I don't know. I think I did, but I can't remember, so it's now at a point where...
Yeah, and I've not mentioned it. I feel like it's something to mention after the fact if it's to be mentioned, like in detail. I feel like we're talking very cryptically here. I'd say it's all positive stuff. There's nothing bad going on. It's not like me and Ben have been involved in a lawsuit.
Basically, I'm seeing Jack. Basically, I'm meeting Jack because we might be talking to Football Manager. There you are.
There you are. That's what's happening. You've just said it.
Well, so it's less the script.
So yeah,
but we don't know when.
We don't know when or the exact details of what we're talking about, but we are going to sit down in a Nando's and eat
And
chicken.
go, oi, listen. Now, first things first, let's get my YouTube channel on the front page of Football Manager when you load it.
When you launch it in, top
First
left.
things first.
But no, hopefully it'll be productive and kind of what there is to sort.
I just want some more t-shirts.
Would you like to do Football Manager together, like City versus United? I'd never managed City or United. Actually, I did think about managing United for my beta save. Send help.
Opinions on Arsenal Fan TV. We talked about those on the podcast quite a lot.
Yeah, I'd say if you want to hear us talk about just kind of stuff in general, like the For the Fans Football podcast is the place to be.
Great.
This Walter, I can't work out if Walter Inserrado is going to be really good or really average. Like, he's played 20 games for the Argentine youth team. He's got 18 determination. He looks sick, and he's got consistency. And he's on loan playing regular first team football for Boca and playing in the Copa Libertadores. But I can't work out if he's going to be good or not. Do you ever get that with a player? Like, you just have a weird feeling they might not be as good as they look. Like, they probably have like a really good current ability.
I feel like I've become really good at spotting when a player's going to develop and when he won't develop.
This guy's physicals are really good and all of his mentals are solid. Like, his leadership and aggression are a bit crap, but everything else should get to above like 12.
Is it Walter you're looking at?
Yeah. Like, he looks like...
His physicals will become incredible.
It's just... The issue I've got is I just don't like his composure. And he's off the ball. Like, all his attacking stuff's a bit meh.
I feel like if you trained his tackle into 15...
I will say, Tottenham are currently top of the league and have only lost one game in 13 and won 12. They're like running away with the league. We're 11 points behind them. And I'm tied with Southampton and Arsenal for fourth. Asensio, though, average rating of 8.0 across 11 league games, 5 off the bench. Hashtag who is Coutinho?
I've written in the chat, but just tweet me so I can DM you. I'll sort out what the problem is. Did you buy a phone for Kino? I didn't in the end, no.
It's for nerds.
It's cheap at the moment, though. Just get it, man.
I feel like Kino he probably would enjoy FM, he just doesn't want to admit it. Man City, I thought they were in first because I saw a 1 in their league position. They're 10th. Cristiano Ronaldo, World Player of the Year. How old are you, Ronaldo, now? 34. 34, and he's still ridiculous.
He's going to go on forever, though, isn't he? I suppose.
He is.
I will say, Bazza, if you do tweet me, and it's just becoming a weird dialogue, but if you tweet me, make sure you've got a profile picture, because I have all non-profile picture people muted.
Was that a setting you can do?
Yeah.
I kind of like that setting.
Because I'm not trying to be rude to anyone in this chat that might be one of these people, but 90% of my interactions with people without profile pictures is either not abuse, but just like
idiots,
stupid comments.
Trolls.
Yeah, essentially. So I like that, Twitter. Well done.
I might use that. Right, I need a result here, Ben. It's not been good over the last few games.
Actually, just on that note, I turned it so people had to verify their accounts. Turns out, no one verifies their accounts on Twitter.
Really?
It muted so many people.
I'm trying to think if mine's verified, and I genuinely don't think it is. I'm gonna play Brito today. He's in form.
So I looked at my out replies, and then I turned that on, looked at my out replies again, and they're all gone. I was like, oh no.
Nightmare.
Okay, Buzzo.
I need to know more about the saga of the shirt that's too small. I will say, if you order anything from the FM merchandise shop, like, buy a shirt at least one size up. I don't know, was yours really, really small as well? Like, literally,
okay.
I bought 2 shirts the same week from 2 different stores that were the same size. They fit me, the Football Manager one didn't. Obviously, I'm not exactly the smallest guy in the world, but at the same time, I feel like as well with a Football Manager shirt, it's probably better to get one that's really baggy, like a pyjama shirt that you can just wear and be comfortable in. How are City in 10th?
I will say, the Scenes t-shirts, marvellous.
Hashtag scenes.
I should have got you one. I feel bad. I feel like
Can we not do like a special order? Can you not just get a private buy link?
I might be able to just print you one.
Just physically print it out, like put a
I
shirt
don't
in the
know, like,
printer at home.
You can like Instaprint on sometimes, but I don't know. They're not on sale anymore, Jack. You should just bought one, mate, on a discount, but you didn't.
I didn't. I was waiting for that 99% off one.
I wish that was a thing.
Can you not just ask Teespring really nicely? See, I'm thinking I need to get those shirts sorted that I kind of semi-designed. I don't know how many people would want
Are
one.
they still on offer? You can still get a Scenes t-shirt. What the piss has gone on here?
Quick, buy one. It's a sign.
You actually can.
So you've been telling everyone they're limited edition, and they're not limited edition.
No, but like,
I want a refund.
You didn't buy one.
I know. I just want a refund.
So they're printing again in 6 days' time. 7 days' time. I stopped the. What?
The confusion.
I mean, this is the. I'm just finding out now.
I mean, how long ago were they meant to have stopped?
31st.
That's a while ago then.
What the fuck is?
Because I started designing a shirt. I don't know if you can remember. It was like the one that was FM, but it was made up of names. Yo, totally a botanist. Thank you very much, dude.
He's the real MVP. How do I
Hi,
stop
Jack.
this
I'm
thing?
drinking chocolate milk. I wish I had chocolate milk to drink. The closest I get is putting Cocoa Pops in milk, waiting for them to go all soggy, sieving them out, and then drinking the milk that's left over.
I mean, we can still buy them. I think if you still want one, you can get. If you do it right now, I was about to stop it, but then you said that. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Fix it, Ben.
I don't know what to do, Jack. Why? What?
I'd say just leave them up for another day now. Just say 24-hour flash sale.
Yeah, but I've fucked up.
I mean, I thought they were limited edition. I felt betrayed.
So did I.
They're just less limited now. See, I've got that shirt design that actually got approved by Football Manager, but I've still not got produced.
I can make it. It's on a fucking.
Send him off, ref. Send him off.
My God! It's literally.
See, what would be clever, Ben, is if you actually knew it hadn't been cancelled and you were now waiting for this opportunity to get more sold. That'd be genius.
I'm actually annoyed. Okay. Is there a save settings thing here?
Asensio's the boy.
Okay. It's out now until the end of the week, but then they're not on. They're not relaunch. It's not going to relaunch again after this because obviously, like I've had. The reason I say this, I've had 6 orders, so it's like I don't want to cancel it for those people. So I now have to just let it go and not relaunch.
Did I show you the shirt design I was working on? It was like FM written, but made up of all the names of players from my saves and like stream stuff.
That's so annoying.
Did you hear me?
Sorry, what did you say there, Peachy?
You didn't hear. I said it twice.
What did you say? Sorry, I was sorting out this bloody
You just ignored me, chat.
Sorry.
I was saying I should sort out those t-shirts that the design thing that I did that I haven't sorted, which was like the FM with all the regen names. Can you remember? It was all the names of all my different YouTube saves, all the regens.
Yeah, I do.
Made up FM.
It was a good t-shirt, to be fair.
It was. It would be a good one. I don't know how many people would want one, but Lorenko would be there. Oh, go on. Last minute goal. Come on. We can get this. Emre! Come on! That's a big, big goal.
Right, Peachy, I'm going to go and play Rocket League with Joe.
She just abandoned me.
No, I'm going to let you interact with your chat without me, because people like that. But have a good evening, everyone. With love, with care, etc. I think we've had a nice chat. Hopefully your video watched it. If you watched the video, just write bye, Ben, in the chat. In the comments.
At this point, you've been watching for an hour and 47 minutes on YouTube. Mad respect.
Bye, Ben. So I'll wave to the video and the stream. Bye, everyone.
I mean, they can't see you on either, but I appreciate it.
Have a good night. I'll see you later, Jack. I'll talk to you probably tomorrow about, or at least next Monday.
Yeah. We'll sort it out.
All right, I'll talk to you in a bit.
Thanks for the Rocket League games, even if I had to carry you.
Yeah, good one. Bye.
Bye. And then there were 2. How are we, chat? How are we? I will just recap for people who may have just been listening along. We've had a lot of injuries this year, like a lot. Like Coutinho's out for a number of months. Ospina is out for a number of months. Klein's out for a number of months. Dele Alli's been out with a torn hamstring. Who else has been out? Keita was out with a torn hamstring. It's not been ideal. It's not been ideal, but the squad's kind of getting fit again now. We are up to 3rd in the league as well. But yeah, Spurs are just doing really, really well at the moment. It's worth noting, actually, Chelsea have played a game less. But we're laying down the gauntlet. And actually, when you look at goals this season, we've got the second most goals. Second most. We're scoring goals for fun. I don't know how much later we're going to be streaming tonight, because I do have work tomorrow. And it is midnight on a work night. I don't think the title challenge is on unless Spurs really screw up in the second half of the season. Which I can only see happening if City raid their squad. Because, I mean, what are City doing? City are down in 11th. And they have a good squad. They've got Griezmann. I mean, he might just get really unhappy and be available for transfer. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Ian Smith looks really good as well. Still kind of want him, if I'm honest. Especially with the Brexit happening. Oh, I forgot to screenshot Brexit. Did I continue too far forward? Did anyone clip it? Anyone? Where was it? It wasn't that far long ago, I don't think. Brexit? I mean, I could just search Brexit, couldn't I? It literally didn't show up. What about work permit? Here we go. Right, I'm going to screenshot this for later. Can someone actually someone screenshot it for me and tweet me it? I'm lazy. I won't remember these links later. But if you're just coming in, this is the Brexit scenario we've got. So work permits are going to be scrapped, and instead there'll just be a 16 foreign player limit in your squad, which is interesting. And European Union players already playing in these nations will be given a non-foreign status. I wonder if that means... Well, that means that all non-EU players will be given foreign status. So it might actually have more of an effect than I thought it would. I mean, looking at it here, the majority of the players are kind of from the EU nations anyway. So yeah, I have got the Devskis regen faces on as well, guys. So you should hopefully notice that the regens, they look a little bit prettier. They look slightly less deformed. It's nice. You know, if we just flick through these now, look, they look more human. Even Moise Kean, look at that regen face pack for him. Looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. In fact, Moise Kean, 3 goals in 4 games at Italy. He's now become Italy's first choice international striker. What has happened here? Let's have a look. Moise Kean, where are you? Yeah, he's playing alongside Zaza. He's only 19. I mean, he is looking like he is going to have been a bargain at 15 million, if we're being honest. He's on loan at Fiorentina in Serie A, playing against them, developing well. I'm not too bad, thank you, Dan Phillips. What's the best chocolate starting with T? Probably Terry's chocolate oranges. I mean, that counts, right? I mean, Terry's. I'm trying to think what other... I mean, are there other chocolates beginning with T? I feel like there's a joke here that I just don't know. I should point out the whole thing about Moise Kean being in a regen is like an ongoing joke. If you don't know, in one of Ben's, I think it was Road Trip episodes, he referred to Moise Kean as a regen. And there were a few people who didn't take to that very well in the YouTube description. What are these clauses we've got? What clauses have we got going on with the ad contracts? A few that we can sell or buy. In fact, they're all ones that we can buy. We do have a Jordan Ibe buy on. We also have a sell-on clause, 20% of the profit. I mean, the chances are now that he will get bought for a profit, I guess. Actually, he probably won't get bought for a profit. I might be worth cashing in on him for £1 million. Yeah, let's cash in on that. I feel like we'll miss out on that otherwise. What other ones we got here? Conor Randall, just a few clauses, nothing really minor, that big. 30% of the profit made from Firmino's next sale will go to Liverpool. He was signed for £90 million, of course. I mean, I can't see him going for £90 million again. So I might just sell that clause and get $3 million. I mean, that's kind of logical, right? I feel like that's logical. I'll take 3.8 million. Any others? No, just loads of extra little sell-on ones, probably with regens. Kevin Stewart, sell-on fee, signed for £11 million. I mean, again, probably not going to get that money back for him in terms of his sale. It might be worth just cashing in on him. How is Perez developing? Let's have a look. A lot of people saying 12, Twix. Now I think about it, there's a lot of chocolates that begin with the letter T. So for people wondering, how is Perez doing, Jack? Where is he? He's somewhere. Is he in my first team? He might be. That's a mistake if he still is. He's meant to be in the reserve team trading. But no, he looks good. He has improved, to be fair to him. I think he can still be a pretty good player for us, but I should probably move him back down to the under-23s. If we look at our under-23s, the team is stacked. We've got some really good kind of young players developing, which is always good to see. Eddie Perez actually stands out as one of the better players. Alan Butler, of course, our trampoline maestro. 12.4 jumping reach. He's soon going to be up to 13. Let's remember this guy. 18 years old. When we signed him, his jumping reach was 8.8. I mean, he's learning to jump and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Only a month until... Oh my gosh, it is. Only a month until the Korean regen joins. I'm so excited. Let's take a look at him. He's not scored much for the national team. In fact, he doesn't look like he's improved that much in the last year. But he is still just playing for the high school, where he is just tearing apart the league. So I guess that's something. It's a shame he's not playing like for Pohang's first team. I wonder if there's some kind of rule in Korea about 17-year-olds not... mind you, he's 18 now. I don't know. I was going to say, is there some kind of rule in Korea about him not being able to play for the Pohang first team? Because technically, like, the high school is just like a youth squad that he plays in. Oh no, now I have to print out a different face of Eddie Perez for the fidget spinner. Oh, I did see that. Totally about this. You sent me the picture of the trampolines page on Facebook. We do need more trampolines, I feel like. Just in general, more trampolines are needed. How's Cliff Hughes' progression going? I mean, he could be incredible. It's a shame his physicals aren't better. Am I training his pace? I am. His pace is his weakness. This guy could be a really, really good kind of attacking midfielder. And he's English. It's a shame he's injury prone and his consistency isn't the greatest. But he's playing in the under-20, yeah, in the under-18s. He's doing okay. We've got some really good players. You'll notice a few of the players who are in the reserve team, who are below the age of 18, I've also made available for under-18 games, just so they can get as much first-team football as possible. How am I going to get a work permit? Who are we talking about for who here? The Korean? It's a good question. Mind you, because we've left the EU, the Brexit rules. If you missed the stream, we found out that Brexit is happening this summer coming, and work permits are going to be scrapped, and there's going to be a foreign player limit. So because work permits are going to be scrapped, it just means that we can't register more than 16 foreign players in the Premier League squad, which isn't that big of a deal. It might mean that this guy goes out on loan for a year, but did he get a work permit? I think he got one just because of his talent and the fact he's played for the national team. If he hasn't got one already, pretty sure he'll get one on appeal when he first joins us. But yeah, we've got Dortmund to play in the Champions League. That game really doesn't hold that much kind of value at this point, just because we are guaranteed second spot in the Champions League regardless of where we finish. So I probably will just rotate the team for that game. It's a bit of a shame in some ways that the Champions League, obviously, your squad is registered. So it's not really a game I can just stick all my under-23s in. Trent Alexander-Arnold's looking good, obviously playing for the England national team. And that's actually largely down to the fact that Klein's out injured, so he's taken his spot. Klein's been linked with the European Golden Boy. A few other players, Jose Prono, obviously one of our players actually on loan at Wolfsburg. Apparently he's in contention for it, so that's good to see. Kai Havertz playing for Bayern looks pretty good, the 20-year-old. Rennie Adelaide as well. I mean, he looks really good, doesn't he? I'm surprised. Is he on loan at Schalke? No, they signed him for 22 million. Who got it previously? Oh, okay. Dele Alli got it 2 years ago. I didn't even notice that at the time. Modern Dele Alli. Who got World Player of the Year? The Golden Shoe was Suarez. Best Player in Europe, Dybala. If we go to the World tab real quick. Let's have a look at awards. So World Golden Ball, okay, it's just Messi. Not even that exciting. Team of the Year, I don't know if I've actually shown it on a stream, but the Team of the Year last year? Yeah, last year had Kante and Dele Alli in the midfield. So that's good, right? That was kind of nice to see. And also Coutinho was in it the year before that, which again, kind of cool to see a few of our players breaking into the team of the kind of year and best team in the world. Not something you necessarily expect. We didn't have any players on the bench, mind you, but a few players in there. And to have 2 centre mids as well, always good. Anyway, how have your guys' weeks been going so far? Obviously, it's Wednesday. I'm kind of excited. Tomorrow, it's market day in the town I live in. And it's a short walk away from where I work. And it's burrito day. You know, burrito day is market day. There's a guy in town, he does the best burritos I've ever had. And that just carries me through the rest of the week, knowing there's a burrito on Thursday. You know, the build up to the burrito leads me to that day. And then afterwards, I'm just satisfied for the rest of the week because I've had the burrito. Anyway, our game against United has been rearranged due to an EFL Cup game. Kind of annoying. How's our first team looking in terms of happiness? There were a few players kicking up a fuss about lack of first team football. One of them was Wijnaldum, actually. He has actually been getting a little bit of game time now due to all the injuries we've had. Congrats, Ryan. Pass your final plumbing exam. Does that mean you're a fully fledged plumber now? Going to go out into the world. Is it like residential plumbing that you do, or is it more kind of industrial and kind of bigger stuff? Jack, are you going to tune in for E3 over the coming week? I am indeed. I have a feeling there might be some stuff announced in the week before E3. It seems like this common trend now, where obviously kind of Nintendo have done it, and a few other games have kind of announced stuff before E3. It's kind of like there's so much going on in E3. Sometimes it is kind of lost your news in terms of there's so many other announcements going on. Why does Lisa want to leave? I want to be an important player on the side. It's not for you to decide. You have to set out your contract. Why is he kicking up a fuss? I mean, you're 19 years old and you want to be a key first team player. I mean, you've got 5 years left on your contract, mate. GG. See you later, Phoenix Rising. Thanks for tuning into the streams today, dude. How do I find my job? I enjoy my job a lot. I don't think I'd want to do anything else right now. You know, I always said growing up I wanted to work in the games industry. I didn't really know what I wanted to do within games. I was obviously started off testing Football Manager, and now I'm in a position where I'm working on video game trailers and marketing assets for the Total War games, obviously, and it's really, really good fun. Like, I don't think I'd change it for the world, to be honest. I think long term, obviously, I'd like to kind of go to other studios and kind of get a taste, I guess, of a load of different games. I think right now I am very, very kind of happy where I am at Creative Assembly. I really enjoyed the games we're working on. Obviously, if you are a Total War fan, you'll know there was a blog post released today. Lots of exciting stuff on the horizon. And I don't know, I'm just kind of comfortable where I am now, I guess, with my job and stuff. Pulisic hasn't been doing that great, if I'm honest. He's been a bit underwhelming, and we've had so many kind of other players kind of standing up and being counted. He's not played as much as perhaps I expected him to. I've been working on a website. If you want, I can send you the HTML and CSS file to save you the bother. A website for what, sorry? When's Medieval 3 coming? Okay, so obviously Medieval 3 might happen one day. I can't say one way or another. But I don't like talking about my job, obviously, because there's loads of stuff I'm NDA'd to. And so it puts me in a bit of a pickle when it comes to kind of like what I can and can't talk about. So I kind of just don't talk about Total War here. But I'm glad that some of you guys do enjoy the Total War games. I feel like people are going to read into what I just said about Med 3 way too much. I'd say read into nothing I say. I think my favourite game, though, is probably... I actually really enjoy Warhammer 1. Really enjoy it. Can play Rome Total War 1 on iPad now. Is there not a Mac port? See, I started playing the Total War games like years ago. Well, it would have been Med 2, I think, was the first. Maybe Med 1. I never played the Shogun games. I always enjoyed Medieval more. But I remember when Rome 1 came out being really excited about that. So now the fact that I get to work on those games is just absolutely incredible. Dream come true. Anyway, not the most convincing performance against Sunderland. Not the most convincing performance. We need a better performance in the second half, please. Do you own a Switch? I do indeed own a Switch. I'm a little bit kind of disappointed with my Switch at the moment. Like, I've really enjoyed Mario Kart. Breath of the Wild is probably the best game I've played in the last few years. Definitely my kind of top 5 games of all time outside of Football Manager. Yeah, I really, really have enjoyed like the games I've got. Obviously, Pokken's kind of cool. I'll probably get Splatoon when it comes out. But I'm not going to lie, I was hoping for a main series Pokemon game to come to Switch. I still think it might happen long term. I guess the issue is Nintendo have this commitment to the DS, and there's such a big market for DSs in terms of the amount of DSs floating around. In terms of raw revenue, it just kind of makes the most sense to have this Pokemon game coming out this year on 3DS. Now we've conceded against Sunderland. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. I was explaining Cup Hero type players to a friend the other day. Who is your favourite underrated Cup Hero type of player? Mark Viduka. Mark Viduka. All day, every day. I was always a big fan of Mark Viduka, like when he was an actual player. Oh my gosh, Brito. If you don't know Daniel Brito, £50 million we dropped on him this year. 40 million up front. He has 7 goals in 7 for Portugal's national team. He's 19 years old. And he's just scored that. Whew. Take a bow. Take a bow. I do like that. I think the big thing I'm kind of saving up for at the moment is a new PC. My PC is really out of date in terms of I built it over 4 years ago now. Was it 4? Yeah, 4 years ago now I built my PC. And I've never really upgraded much in that time. And my SSD fell on me earlier on this month. So I had to upgrade that, but the rest of it's not really been touched. But it does mean I'm getting to the stage now where on a GTX 680 I am struggling to play games when they come out even on like the lowest settings, and I certainly can't stream them. But I'm hoping that will change soon, get a PC set up, long term at least. And Mbappe just scored, by the way, he's loving it. I can show Brito's stats, let's have a look at him real quick. So Daniel Brito here. Portuguese, wonder kid, striker. I'm training him to play on the right wing because he is left-footed and I'd like him to cut in on that kind of left foot. Paying 39 million up front, there's I think 15 million in clauses as well. I'll be honest, he's not really kind of set the world alight for us, but 7 goals in 7 games for Portugal's national team. A goal in this game today, I mean, I can't really complain. Anyway, I'm going to do some changes here. We're going to rotate the team. I'm going to bring in Wijnaldum. I'm going to bring in Bernardes. I think we'll also bring on Keita. Give him some football. Am I going to buy a 1080? The thing is, when I upgrade my PC, I'd kind of just like to spec it out to max. I don't really have to worry about upgrading it for a while again. But I don't know if I could justify a 1080. I'd be probably more inclined to get like a 1060. My current processor is a Intel i7 3770K. It's overclocked. I think it was 2.4 gigahertz quad core. That was obviously pre-overclock. So it was a good processor. And then I have 32 gigs of RAM. I'd probably salvage from my rig and just stick in my new PC. Of course, Corsair Vengeance. Any issue is it's DDR3, whereas obviously that's a little bit outdated. But I don't know if it would probably hold up, to be honest. The other option I have is to keep my current PC as a slave and do my renders on that. So I'd record videos, have it set up on a network whereby I can just kind of access it, set renders going off on it, and then upload YouTube videos from it. My other PC would just be dedicated to like gaming. Might even open up the kind of the ability to do a dual stream setup with 2 PCs. Well, we did get the win against Sunderland. It wasn't exactly convincing. I mean, he's got 4 goals and 3 assists. It's just not a lot of come in the Premier League. Champions League, he's got 7 goals. Oh, wait, no, that's the European qualifying for the Europa... What do you call it? In the Champions League, he's got 1 goal in 1 game. He's going to be good. Anyway, what games have we got coming up? How are our fixtures looking? We've gone on a nice little run since Ben left. I feel like it's a sign. So we've got Southampton, who are in 6th. Southampton are actually doing really well, so that's going to be a big game. West Brom, Burnley, Brighton, Middlesbrough. I feel like we need to try and win those 5 league games if we want to catch Spurs. Have they slipped up yet? No. Spurs have lost 1 game in 15 and won 14. And the game they lost was against Crystal Palace. Who have they got to play? Okay, they have got United to play and Chelsea. They play them at the end of the season as well. They do. That might help us out. We do need them to slip up quite a lot. We've actually increased our gap on some of the teams behind us. You can see 5 points clear of Arsenal. 5 points clear of Southampton. They do have a game in hand on us, so they can close that gap to 2 points. But we're going fairly strong. I'm not going to be streaming until too late today. I might go until kind of 1 AM, but I have got work in the morning. Are there any players in FM that you would like to have had in your team but never have had? I think Neymar's one player I'd like to try out. Dele Alli, how close are you to coming back from fitness? Back tomorrow. Might be able to build up some match fitness against Dortmund for him. How's our club finances looking? I wonder if we can expand our stadium at all. I don't think we've not done it during my time at the club. Training and youth facilities are going to be done fairly soon, which is nice. Expand stadium. Okay, stadium's going to be expand. I feel like that isn't actually increasing the stadium off what Liverpool's current capacity is. After the planned works. 58,800. Job, are you still here? You'll know for certain. I don't feel like that's a massive upgrade. Maybe I'm wrong. 4,000 seats? I guess it's not a bad upgrade. I'm just going to nip to the toilet real quick, guys. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Chelsea lost against West Brom. That helps us out big time. Southampton up to 4th. But anyway, yeah, I'll be back in just 2 minutes. Oh, and thank you to Oscar Rozo for following the channel. Cheers, dude. Okay, chat, we're back. I've got a glass of milk as well. It's in a Foster's can. Or Foster's glass, rather. Have you ever seen anything as classy as this? Definitely didn't steal this from a pub. But anyway, we'll see how we get on. I guess the stadium expansion's okay. I was thinking about that. That's what I do when I go to the toilet. I think about stadium expansions in Football Manager. I have a problem. Hey, D-Moss, we're going to be shooting for maybe another half an hour. I have got work tomorrow morning, so we won't be going super late. But, yeah, we're going to be going for a little while yet. So sit tight, get comfy. Maybe you're thinking of going to bed soon. Just maybe, you know, get comfy now. Get a glass of milk yourself. Get some cookies. Third round of the FA Cup. Don't put us with a Premier League team, please. Where are we? Walsall. It's not so bad. They're in the Championship. They won't be pushovers, but we should do well there. I'm drinking Fanta fruit twist out of plastic cup with beer pong written on it. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. How did we lose? How did we lose? Alan Butler, what's happening? One day you'll get to 13 jumping reach, Alan, and it'll be a proud day. I'm actually wondering if he might be ready for first team football next year. He looks like he's going to be a ridiculously good ball-playing defender. His vision could improve a little bit and his aggression a little bit. But, I mean, 13 first touch is great. 12 passing's great. Heading's good. Jumping reach could do with a little bit of improvement. Maybe his marking could improve as well. But, I mean, as far as defenders go, he's English too. Oh, yeah, I need to get up to vote in the morning. Or I can do it after work. It's a bit inconvenient for me. My voting centre is like the opposite way away from my house compared to work. And I walk. So it's not ideal. Moise Keane, look at him. Look at him. He's improving so much. Fiorentina, what have you done to him? What have you put in his sugar puffs? I kind of wish that we were just having a new stadium built. Can I increase the wage budget? I can't stress how important I believe this to be. Oh, they've accepted. How much is that an increase of? That's quite a big increase on the wage budget. Can we ask for more transfer budget as well? Go on. Go on. I can't stress it. We might be left behind by... Okay, well, they don't want to give me that. But we got some more money to wiggle around with. Probably just save that for more regens. I really wish I'd done a postal vote. Like after the Brexit vote, I sat thinking I'll sign up for postal vote next year so it's more convenient. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. I got Moise Keane for 15 million, which I think was probably a really good deal at the time. This guy's not improving very much. Who is considered, actually curious, who is considered our key player at the moment? Is Brito. He is very good, isn't he? I'm trying to work out what you train with him. Maybe his balance. He's never going to be good in the air. He's teeny. But with the ball at his feet, he's going to be a god. 162 centimetres. What is that? People always ask me, Jack, why do you play in centimetres? It's because you can actually see players' growth more than. He is 5'3". Fucking hell, he's teeny. He's like a little baby. I just want to give him a hug. Bastoni progressing as well. Bastoni is going to be sick. In fact, I should probably be playing him at centre-back. So I was training his quickness. Has that actually improved? Okay, that has improved. By 0.4 in a month, that's actually really impressive. At 20 years old, you don't always expect the physicals to improve that much. But yeah, okay. Pace and acceleration are improving with training, which is good. Really good in the air as well. Bastoni. Could be a quality centre-back. Alan Butler wants to join Tottenham. I want to be the most important player in the side. Do I just tell him he's a key player and then not play him much and he gets unhappy about that? Have we just changed... I'll change you to first team player and I'll promote you to the first team. How's that? I feel like I've lied here to him a little bit. See you later, Atomic Ghost. Good to see you in the chat today, dude. Man, milk tastes so good. When I was little, I used to hate fruit juice. So I used to just drink milk. This was like when I was like 7 years old. So today we are playing in Europe. It's worth noting that we have already guaranteed to finish in the spot that we're already in. And so for that reason, it's kind of just in my interest to just play a completely rotated side. I think. Well, it is. There is no I think about it. It literally is just in my interest just to play the most rotated team possible. Might be a good chance to build up Dele Alli's match fitness. Asensio's been in good form, I guess. Eric Dyer, we don't need to play you at centre mid today. Naby Keita can play. Bernandes actually can play ahead of Mbappe. Maya come into the squad. Actually, Maya's pretty solid. I should probably give him game time. Emery Chen has match fitness. He's been playing regularly. Is anyone else I want to play? It's a shame that you have to play players that are registered in Europe because it'd be kind of convenient at this point to do a bit of rotation. I just realised actually there was a player who threw a bit of a hissy fit, Lisa, who I demoted because he wanted a new contract, but actually he could play today instead of Alexander-Arnold, which would help. Just keep our team fit because we have got a game in 3 days' time as well. I'd say Moise Kean's worth 10 million. Unfortunately, I can't play Butler today, otherwise this would be the kind of game I'd probably play him in. But anyway, we're guaranteed to finish kind of second in the group. You can see we're 4 points behind Juve, we're 5 points ahead of Dortmund. So this game really is just about avoiding injury, maybe building up some match fitness in a player like Dele Alli, who's been out for 3 to 4 months. Has he declined much in that time? Yeah, his physicals have. Physicals have dropped off pretty horribly, actually. Some of them have been okay. It's really his acceleration and pace. Not exactly the fastest player in the world anyway, and you should be able to get that back. The reason I can't play the homegrown regens, Wadey, is because players under the age of 21 who have been at the club for 2 years can play without being registered, but there's not that many players that fall into that bracket for me yet. Anyway, that's not a bad start. If we can beat Dortmund with our second team, that would not be bad. Of course, we did still Pulisic away from them, which was a little bit mean of us, but we have to do it. Mbappe is being rested. He's having a little nap. Bless him. We're giving him some cookies and milk like me. And I said, Mbappe, go have a sit down. Go relax. Go and enjoy it all. Anyway, Bernandes. Can we get another before half-time? That'd be nice. Bastoni, youngster, to Lucas. Whips it in. Not the best clearance. Lisa. I mean, we probably should have scored then, really. They've still got Aubameyang. I wonder if he still has his pace. I'm now expecting him to be threaded through with a through ball and show that he still has his pace. It's not happened there, at least. Thiago Maya. Nice win. Nice win. This Dortmund side looks pretty average. Hope they don't develop like this IRL. Me too. I feel like Dortmund are kind of needed to keep the likes of... Well, I was going to say they want to keep the likes of Bayern in check. I feel like those days have kind of gone. But with Leipzig kind of emerging... I don't know. Do we feel like Leipzig are going to become kind of what Dortmund were a few years ago to Bayern in terms of the team really challenging at the top? Either way, Asensio, nice finish there. Lovely goal. Dele Alli, I might take off at half-time just because of his lack of match fitness. It's a little bit of a concern. Coming back from such a long-term injury, I don't really want to aggravate it. It does mean that I can bring in... I think we'll play João Mario instead of Dele Alli. Give him half a game. I'm really conscious of getting a milk moustache, but milk just tastes so good. Hey, my 2D classic camera is really laggy and the player's invisible. Have you ran into that before? I haven't. Have you restarted your game? Have you tried verifying the integrity of the game cache in Steam? You could try clearing your preferences if neither of those things work as well. Bernandes cuts inside. Nice ball to Wijnaldum. Nice goal. We're dominating. We're dominating. What's with Leipzig? Did they do a Leicester, or do they actually have the potential? They have the money to consistently finish top 4. They've got a big young squad, obviously bankrolled by Red Bull. But they, to be fair, as much as people hate on Leipzig, and I'm not their biggest fan, you look at some of the players they brought in, players like Yusuf Poulsen, who they brought in from Lyngby, and kind of the effect that a player like him has had on the club since joining. When I think when they were in the 3rd tier, he joined them from Lyngby, who at the time were in the 2nd division. I mean, I want to complain about the fact they're spending a lot of money, and it is ridiculous with the money they have spent. But at the same time, they've kind of invested in young players, and it's been interesting to watch. Hey, Coral Man, what's going on? I really enjoy this milk. I can't have another pint of milk. That would not be healthy. I've seen those people who drink all the milk on YouTube videos and like their body can't handle it. I don't want that to happen on stream. Oh, what a save, Donnarumma. Fantastic double save. We're actually going to hold on to the clean sheet, it seems. Isn't there a problem where Red Bull owns Red Bull Salzburg and they finish higher in the league, so Leipzig aren't allowed in? I think that is something that might be happening. I don't really know. I feel like that is still a little bit up in the air in terms of, because of the actual ownership structure of the two clubs. I think it might circumvent that rule. I'd be really surprised if that rule hasn't been accounted in somewhere into their master plan. Anyway, let's bring on Mbappe. Asensio's struggling. I really don't want him to get injured. Wijnaldum, I'm not so worried about. Is there a player here I'm worried about with injury? Not really. This is all a B team. I mean, Keita missed a lot of the season. Let's bring in Eric Dyer. Who do people get mad? I think you mean why. Why do people get mad when clubs have the money to spend? I think the issue with Leipzig is to do with the 50+1 rule, which basically means that one individual can't hold more than a 49% stake in a football club in Germany. It's just kind of a fundamental rule. It's to stop kind of one owner just kind of, clinging hold of the club and kind of having a vice grip on it. And Red Bull Leipzig, in order to circumvent that rule, they basically divide their shares amongst different owners, but they're all owned technically by Red Bull still. And for example, their team actually isn't called Red Bull Leipzig technically, because you're not allowed to have a team kind of sponsoring the name in Germany. Their actual name is like Rasenballsport Leipzig. But obviously everyone just calls them Red Bull Leipzig because it's Red Bull. I mean, the Red Bull is literally on the logo, but they're not called that. It's Rasenballsport. But there would be a decent player for most Premier League sides. Is it time to loan him out? Oh, his jumping reach has gone up to 12.6, boys. Let's have a party. It's up to 13. I mean, is he worth... I mean, we've put him in the first team. Is he worth loaning out? What does that make of the Van Dijk situation? Honestly, I think it's fucking embarrassing for Liverpool. And it's not the first time that a transfer story or anything's leaked inside Liverpool Football Club. And I think there really needs to be a review of who gets access to the information that Liverpool have. It was like a few years ago, literally, the team sheet got leaked on Twitter and on Reddit like 2 hours before it was announced every single game week. It was ludicrous. It's just like, what's the point? I don't know if can you explain it as well as you can? I barely see much of it. So with the Van Dijk situation, basically, the general gist of it is Liverpool obviously interested in the player. There was a leak that came out that basically said that Van Dijk had agreed, terms with Liverpool. The issue was that this leak kind of came out, but Liverpool hadn't actually approached Southampton with a formal offer for the player, which obviously you're not meant to do. You're not allowed to talk to a player till the club grants permission for you to do so. So obviously Southampton weren't very happy. They threatened basically an investigation into the kind of situation, with this transfer, and Liverpool put out a press release, something that I've never seen before at any football club, basically saying that they were no longer interested in the plan, they wouldn't be pursuing him. And then I think the Premier League have come out since and basically said, because Liverpool aren't looking into the player, we're not going to kind of look into this matter further. Which is really embarrassing. Really, really fucking embarrassing. Anyway, worth noting that Alan Butler is on the bench for today's game. We're taking on Southampton. If we look at the Premier League table, they are in 4th. They are 2 points behind us. They've only lost 4 games this year. Granted, they're against some of the bigger teams. I expect us to beat them today at home, but I don't know how easy it's going to be. What will the punishments be for that? Well, the Premier League have said that I don't think they're looking into it anymore, because Liverpool have basically said, look, we're not going to go for him. But yeah, I'm not sure what the actual fallout of that is. Troy Deeney's just scored in the first 6 minutes. Not ideal. Not ideal. Thing is, if you've been watching the streams over the last few weeks, you will have seen people coming into the stream constantly and asking me, Jack, what do you think of Van Dijk? What do you think of Salah? And I've kind of just given the same response every time. That is, as a Liverpool fan, I don't expect any of those transfers to happen. Seems like neither of them are going to happen. The rumour is that obviously Martins at Sporting Lisbon is now Liverpool's #1 target in terms of a pacey winger, and if that one doesn't work out, Balde Keita might be another option from Lazio. I don't think we'll go for Keita, just because he would also be missing in the same month as Mane with the African Cup of Nations, which is a big problem. I think Martins is probably the more realistic of the two. But yeah, I don't think Salah's happening now, in all honesty. I think it would have been done by now if possible. I think the issue is for Liverpool is these leaks are just nothing new. As I said, I think it was 2 years ago. If you literally just went on Twitter, like the day of the game, you'd be able to find out the lineup and how the team was going to set up before it was like ever official, which is just ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, it's been an ongoing problem. I mean, the fact that the players agreed terms with the club before we've even put in a bid with the club leaked. Obviously, there must be some substance to it for Southampton to say that they kind of want the Premier League to act on it. And well, Keita, what a finish. 2-1 up. This is a must-win game. Top draw, top bins, this finish, as the kids say. Where does top bins come from? I kind of get, it's in the top corner. Is there like an origins to it? Or is it just kind of a thing that the kids say now? I don't feel like top bins was like a phrase kind of said like a few years ago. Anyway, Keita scored it. It was top bins. Lovely goal. Two one up. I mean, should I go more defensive? I feel like we're better off playing on the front foot. I'm going to now be wrong, aren't I? Donnarumma should have done better then. What is that goalkeeping? Troy Deeney, 2 goals this season. 2 goals this season for... Well, sorry, 4 goals for this season. 2 in this game for him, though. Who's doing that defending? Eric Dyer. What was that? What was that, son? I mean, do I take off that Eric Dyer and bring in Alan Butler? I think we do. Alan, get on the pitch. They've scored again. They've scored again whilst they make tactical check. How? How has this... We've missed it. So from kickoff, yada, yada, yada. Let's just skip forward. We're on the attack. You think, oh, this is the one. And then they just counter and score. Not ideal. Balassi, how does this get in? Oh my gosh. Clearance hits the back of Alexander-Arnold. And goes in. And now he's got an injury. It's all gone wrong, boys. It's all gone horribly, horribly wrong. Right, Emre can go to right back. I need to change things in the final third. Dele Alli, not match fit. Take him off for Asensio down the middle. Fernandez goes down the right. And then I think I'm also going to take off... I'm going to take off Mbappe. He scored, but I'm going to bring in Brito for him. See what we can do. Southampton are very good this year, but we need to be doing better than this. I mean, you look at the stats. They've had 2 clear-cut chances. Fair play, they've taken them and taken another chance as well. We've had our own chances in this game, though. Applying pressure high up the pitch here. Ball intercepted. Can we build? This is really nice passing, actually. Keita, Emre on off the bench. Goes to Fernandez. Why would you do that? I'm not sure. The cross to the back post. Emre! What are you doing? What are you doing? Are they going to score? Not like this. Not like this. It's hit the woodwork. Get it out. At what point do I set the fullbacks to attack? I think now's the moment. We'll change Mario as well to a deep line playmaker on defend. Players are struggling a little bit with fitness here. Overload time. 5 minutes left in this game. Can we make something happen? This would be a bad defeat to have. I don't know if I'd call it a bottle, but... well... yeah, it is a bottle, isn't it? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Southampton 3, Liverpool 2. They leapfrog us to go third in the league. Boys, I am not happy. Are Spurs still running away with the title? They are indeed. Worth noting, even if Chelsea win the game in hand they have, we will stay 4th for now. Really impressed by Southampton this season so far. Because it's games like that are going to determine their league finish this year, unfortunately for us. Is Bastoni left-footed? I mean, I feel like left-footed and right-footed on fullbacks isn't... on centre-backs isn't that important. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm naive. Bastoni. He is left-footed. I'm playing with inverted centre-backs, guys. Did I not tell anyone this? Right, next game is in how many days? 4 days. 4 days. That's not a lot of time, is it? Right, boys, get rested up. Have naps. Go have a nap. Because I am going to need you fit for the next game. Can you see yourself stopping YouTube at some point in the future? Honestly, I kind of can. I don't think it'll be in the foreseeable future, and I really enjoy doing what I'm doing, but it's kind of one of those things where I don't know. I have thought about, you know, would I want to stop it soon? Right, Keita's getting a new contract. If he now tries and sticks a release clause, then he's going to annoy me. But right now, I'm really happy kind of doing the streaming and doing the YouTube content I do. Keita, we're not putting a release clause in your contract. Then you up the wages like that. What do you think's going to happen? What does he think's going to happen? Hey, lad bloke, how you doing today? Yeah, we do just need top 4 today, so this season. So it's not too bad, the situation we're in right now. Keita, I swear, every transfer window he's asking to leave the club. Did anyone screenshot Brexit and tweet me the image link? Did someone do it? Did someone do it? No one did it. No one. You've all let me down. Where's the hat? The hat's here. I mean, did we bottle it? I know what the chat thinks. The chat's like, yeah, you bottled it. Put the hat on. Put it on, Jack. Get your hat out for the lads. Is that a thing? Probably is now. Wait, did I screenshot it? Wait, I did shot it. I'm a genius. Just want to check. We've got new emotes on the way, chaps. Don't you worry. There is a hat emote coming. It's not been approved yet, but it will be approved soon by Twitch, I'm sure. We have, of course, got the Viduka emote now, so if you ever want to raise your Vidukas, just do it in chat. It's beautiful. Now, I'm going to put the hat on because I bottled the screenshot, not because I bottled it against Southampton. How do I look? I've got my beanie hat on. Is it a beanie hat? I've got my fidget spinner. I feel like a proper elite kid right now. I just seem like a kind of Mountain Dew and I'd be the elitist kid in the world. I mean, this is like what the cool kids do, right? They sit there with their fidget spinner. They sit there with their hat. Like, this is what the cool kids do. Am I right? You know, I just need to be smoking weed every day and memeing. What other memes can I have? Tell me. I will say fidget spinners. Like, you don't know how satisfying they are till you do one. Like, just having it here while I play FM, just spin it in this hand. It's just satisfying. Alan Butler failed to offer him a new contract. I mean, I set your status to first team player. I thought that was going to be good enough. I mean, Butler, mate, I'm not being funny. You got 5 years on your contract, son. So you've got a bit of a problem, mate. And it's got an optional 3-year extension. You've got an 8-year contract and you're trying to force a move. G fucking G. It's not happening. Get comfortable. You're here on a trampoline for a while. I just need a bottle of WKD Blue. You're right. Right, Champions League knockout stages. Who do we want? The options are, I mean, it's going to have to be Ajax, isn't it, that we want? The rest of the teams aren't that kind. I mean, part of me wants to rematch Juve, but I know we can't get them in this round. Shakhtar, would they be okay? Oh, wait. Okay, so the lower seeded player comes out first? Yeah, okay. So we want to get Ajax. Ajax would be good. Ajax would be good. Come on, give me Ajax. Give me Ajax. Ajax is still an option. Otherwise, it's PSG or Bayern. I mean, Ajax could still happen. Give me Ajax. Give me them. I need to lay down. I need to lay down. I need to lay down. I thought we were actually going to get Ajax. Who's in their team? I mean, it could have been an easier draw, couldn't it? Let's be honest here. They've got Rooney in goal as well. I hate everything. I don't want to look through the rest of their team. The ranking is done off where the group stages. PSG. PSG. Why PSG? I hate everything. Alright. It's time to take on West Bromwich Albion. Get your predictions in the chat. What's going to happen against the mighty West Brom? Do I give Alan Butler a start? Or do I start him against Burnley, who are bottom? That might be the better option in terms of a rotation day. The hopes of Champions League football have gone for good, boys. It's going to be tricky this year to get Champions League football the way things are shaping up. So I wonder if I play Alan Butler, if it's going to cheer him up. Because he is ridiculous. Like, his heading has gone from 10.8 to 15 in 2.5 years. His marking literally hasn't changed. Oh, no, it has changed. I'll give it to him. It's increased by 1.2. Tackling was at 12.6. That's gone up to 15. I guess that's improved as well. Decisions? That was already pretty good, to be fair to him. His acceleration has gone from 8 to 10.8. That's not bad. Pace, not really improved that much. Actually, it has. It's gone to 14 from 11.8. That's pretty decent. He's been a good player for us. I feel like I've got to play him. He's 18 years old. He's got professional personality. He is going to develop. What's his potential? I mean, he's got like 4-star black, 5-star. He's still complaining about being taught to jump. Right, I think I'm going to give him a start, you know. Take Bastoni off. In fact, what we should do is we should select the best 11. So this is the theoretical best 11, you see, that I have set up here. At least in my opinion. At the start of the season as well, actually. My kind of opinions of the squad as a whole has kind of changed as the season's progressed. Obviously, it's a shame about Coutinho being out for 2 to 3 months with a broken ankle. Klein's been out with a broken foot for a similar length of time. Ospina's had a hip injury for 3 months. I think I will play Alan Butler today. I'm going to drop Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer's not performed that great. We'll keep an eye on him, though. Number 26, remember the name. I think the rest of the team I'm kind of happy with. The next game is against bottom of the table Burnley, so if there's a game to rotate the squad, that's probably the game. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. I think this will be the last game we play today, guys, because I have just realised it's 1 in the morning. I've got to be up in like 7 hours. I've got work. What have I done? This is a mistake. Why am I still awake? Anyway, let's select Butler. No pressure on you, Butler, and your fantastic head of hair. But I need a good performance from you today. How much of an edge can a top draw scouting squad give you? Scouting's massive, especially when you send them all on assignments to different kind of areas of the world. Coaching is kind of important. I've never really experimented with, what would you call it? With kind of the coaching stuff to see what the difference is in terms of like mathematically, but it definitely does make a difference. And especially when you're in the Premier League, being able to assemble a good coaching team with kind of each kind of area of training at 4-star really isn't that hard. So it's definitely worth doing. Teo, my big boy, what is the left back doing in the box? Lovely goal. Lovely goal. Can we box them in? Can we box them? Trapping goal for them. You'd think he'd be doing a little bit better. Okay, well, we can't defend. Butler might be at fault there. I don't want to blame him, but he might be at fault. Hey, Emma Raybos, what's up? It's not ideal. It's not ideal. I was expecting so much more. And we got that. It's not the greatest defensive effort I've ever seen. I mean, we're still 2-1 up, right? We can't bottle this now. This isn't something that can happen. Okay, Butler, what the fuck are you doing? PJ Salt. I'm so salty. What is he doing? I mean, there were 2 men behind him, but let's watch Butler here. Track your man, son. Track your man. Where are you gone? Why? Whose idea was it to play him at centre-back? I trusted him. I trusted you, Butler. Alright, take him off the pitch. Get him off. Eric Dyer on. Dele Alli's played pretty poor, but I'm going to give him a second chance in the second half. He's still coming back to match fitness. He's still coming back to match fitness. Hashtag Butler out. Hashtag Perez in. I love it. You're loving the hat. The hat, I must admit, like the hat is becoming one with me. Originally, this hat turned out to be like a bit of a joke. I feel like people thought I was going to look like an idiot in it. And I probably do, to be fair. But I've grown quite fond of this hat. You know, it's kind of like a dunce cap. You know, when we fail in game, we wear it. But as a hat as a whole, I've become quite attached. Anyway, 3-2 up now. We're loving it. It's all going to plan. Lovely build-up play. Asensio's pass here, by the way. Hold-up play. Oh, I mean, actually, it's been kicked at him by Zanka. But it's still a great pass. Fantastic ball through by Asensio. Hashtag Bastoni for captain. Thing is, with Brexit happening, a player like Alan Butler, if he's going to get really good, which I think he still could. I mean, the scouts and coach definitely think he can improve a ton. Like, it's kind of critical that we hold on to him. Oh my gosh, they've hit the woodwork. We're only 3-2 up here. We're only 3-2 up. Can we get the ball? I mean, it's a fat wall. 4-2. Right, you know what time it is, boys. If you don't know, spinning a fidget spinner in Football Manager whilst the penalty gets taken gives you good luck. Watch. Never missed a penalty when the fidget spinner's spinning. I think it's 5 for 5 at the moment. Can it be 6 penalties for 6? Look at it. It's going to go in. Look at it. Magic fidget spinner. If you're having trouble with penalties in FM, don't think about like signing a penalty taker just to take penalties. Just get a fidget spinner. It's a cheaper investment. Go to your local shop. You can pick one up for like £5. And yeah, it works wonders. I mean, how cool do I look? I've got this hat on. I've got a fidget spinner out. I'm a genius. Tactical mastermind. Anyway, let's play Emre, because otherwise he's going to complain about lack of first-team football. So even though Manas controls penalty went in as well. There's no such thing as coincidence in this world. Oh my gosh, can we score again? Mbappe, finish that. It's a penalty again. Right, well, just to prove the point again, I guess. João Mario, make my day. Let's get... Oh, look at it. It's just so satisfying, a fidget spinner, right? Fidget spinner spinning. It's going to go in. In fact, do I stop spinning it just to prove a point? I'm not going to spin it and it's going to get missed. No, I want the goal, actually. I spun it again. It's because I stopped spinning it. Why did I interrupt it mid-spin during the warm-up? See? I played myself. I should have had faith in the fidget spinner. Because I stopped it, the magical energy didn't quite get up to speed. I mean, people think I'm a conspiracy nut job. They're wrong. Oh my gosh, Emre's just had a gift. I mean, it's 5-2 now. That was a bit of a defensive calamity. But we won. See, because I stopped the fidget spinner, it didn't work. I'm a fool. I had so much faith in the boys. And I stopped the fidget spinner. Why did I not do that? Why did I stop the fidget spinner? That was a mistake. I will say, hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream today. If it is your first time watching, I hope you've enjoyed your visit. Obviously, it is getting fairly late. As I said, this is going to be my last game, which is coming to a close now. But I think we should go raid another FM streamer. So I'm going to have a look at who is streaming right now. Let's see. Is there anyone who doesn't have any viewers? Someone who we can make their night, or someone who has a few viewers. They're streaming late on at night. Who have we got? I mean, there's a Russian streamer, but I don't feel like we should go to him. I'll tell you what, Clan is streaming. Let's go visit Clan. I'm going to link his stream down below. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching today. I do appreciate it. I should be streaming again later on this week. Obviously, follow me on Twitter, @WorkTheSpace. Follow me here on Twitch. You'll get notified. Of course, you can find me on YouTube as well, where we have been uploading all the YouTube VODs for the streams, and they are going up at 8 AM every day, although I will warn you now, they are a few seasons behind kind of where we are at this moment in time. But yeah, thank you to you guys for watching. Hopefully I see you for the next stream. Hopefully we can keep things going with Liverpool. We've got a few easier games coming up. I may play a few of these off stream, but that Tottenham game, they're top of the league. They are flying. It's not going to be easy, although they have just lost a game, so there is still hope. But anyway, go show Clan some love. Go get the raid in there. Raise your Vidukas if you're a subscriber. I will see you guys later on this week. And yeah, thank you for chilling out today, guys. It was a pleasure as always.